for us?
Yeah, I think Raekwon is definitely still one. We're going to have him in a bunch of different locations.
All right, we're gonna start over. We are on the air now. I gotta log in here.
Okay.
So you're gonna redo the Jack's interview and then we'll do the ads. And we'll get whatever pregame we can get in. Let's let's
I got this Iron Horse thing on right now.
okay.
All right, so here goes the. So now it's.
Okay. And I'd like to welcome Jack Marinsky here to talk about Hiram College football again. Jack, welcome back to Campus Nation. It's been a couple weeks since we last chatted.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Since that time when Campus Nation came in and did that first game with Heidelberg,
Yep.
what are the biggest improvements you've seen since game one going into this Denison game?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest improvements are just overall execution. After the Heidelberg game, put on the film and just saw a bunch of guys that weren't in places that they were supposed to be. Our effort has been there in all three games, but the execution part was definitely lacking in week one to week three. So I would say that that's probably the biggest development in the last couple of weeks.
Very good. What are the areas of improvement in Hiram's game that you've seen, or the biggest improvements during that 3-game period of time? Where do you feel that you've really made some strides?
I think honestly, I think our kicking game has improved. The special teams for sure. Guys that bought in. Anytime you start a season with special teams, you got guys that want to do it and some guys that don't want to do it, and they've started to understand how important that third phase is. And you saw that with a fake last week on punt. We ran a fake punt, and guys are really starting to move down the field on kickoff and things like that. And we've had less and less substitution errors or voids or anything on that standpoint. So I would say that third phase is correct. I would say that third phase has definitely picked it up the most.
Good. At this point of the season, who do you feel has been some standouts for you? If you were going to tell some people for tomorrow's game, pay attention to these guys. I know last time we did a game here,
time flies when you're having fun,
Davis, Hereford, he had a nice game for you guys against Heidelberg. He stood out for us. Who would you point to and say these are guys that are going to make some plays for us?
Yeah, I think Raekwon is definitely still one. We're going to have him in a bunch of different locations. Also, Jarvis Green, wide receiver, as well. He does everything for us. Hardly ever comes off the field on offense. Obviously our trigger man, Sean Tejeda, and then a guy that hasn't played too much but had some run. Is number 9 Jordan Townsend. I think plays a tight end hybrid position for us.
Right.
I could see him definitely having a big day tomorrow for sure. And then on defense, I think Dylan Balaker and Gavin Cruiser, our 2 inside linebackers, have had a really good start to their season overall. I know it's kind of been overlooked, but they're constantly leading the team in tackles and having the best effort that we have. So those 2 guys have really stood out.
Coach, when we look at the Denison Big Red, in a short synopsis, what should we see offensively from them and defensively, and anything else that comes to mind?
Yeah, they're on offense. They're really balanced. Run and pass. They try to mix it up a good amount. They are led by their running back, number 17, Trey Fabricini, who was first team all conference last year. In 3 games, he has over 400 rushing yards already. He really is the head of the snake, so to speak, of their offense. But they do a great job of mixing it up with their quarterback and throwing the ball as well to make sure that you're staying honest in the defensive game. And then defensively, they do a few different things, but for the most part, they're aggressive up front. They rely a lot on their defensive line to make stops up front. They'll bring pressure on certain second and long situations to try to keep you behind the sticks. So they try to keep you off pace and off time. So, you make the game hard for the coordinator to figure out exactly what to call in certain situations.
Right. Looking at their stats, I know both of their safeties are amongst the leaders in tackles on the team. So
yes, yep, and that comes with the coverage they're running. I mean that's by design. It's not like it's just falling to the safeties, right? Like those guys are very, very aggressive in the run game, and we got to make sure we know where they are at all times on the field.
Sure, I imagine. And lastly, Coach, when we look at this game, what are 3 keys that you think that Hiram has to accomplish to win this game?
Yeah, first and foremost, execution. Like I mentioned, it's been better, but that is the most important thing that we can do against a really well-coached team in Denison. Coach Hiram has done a fantastic job with them year in, year out, and we have to make sure that we see what we see and get to where we're supposed to get. So that's first and foremost. The second part is to have effort at all times. This team is not overly imposing by stature, right? But they run to the football on offense and defense, and they're constantly moving. So we have to match, if not exceed, their effort. And then the third thing, ironically enough, is to have the belief in one another. That no matter what happens, if adversity hits, that we still believe we're going to win at the end of the day, and we're going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that when that clock expires and goes to zeros on the board, that we're ringing the bell and having that belief throughout the whole afternoon.
Coach, one last thing that comes to mind before I leave you. I noticed against Heidelberg, and then I was looking at the roster of Denison, I noticed that there's a lot of 5-year players on both of those squads. Now, the question for you is, are these graduate students, or are they kids that legitimately have a 5th year of eligibility?
Yeah, most of them are COVID related.
Okay.
So they have the 5th year because of COVID. So some of them are graduate students. Some of them needed an extra semester or whatever it might be. So we're starting to see the very end of the COVID 5th year guys.
Sure.
And unfortunately, that's kind of when I arrived, right? So a lot of the guys that were here, just aren't here anymore, or that
chose
first
to go.
We had, and that first class that we had was during COVID. So, not a lot, we didn't have a lot of meat on the bone there. So you're seeing like we have 5 or 6 of them, but not as many as, especially Denison. You look at their offensive line, they're all 5th year guys. And, same thing with Heidelberg back then. And, it's a lot. And I think, you're starting to see some of those things where you 5th year seniors going against maybe a sophomore or junior for us, and they've just seen 5 years of action, and that's where we've missed. But I do anticipate that coming back to level for everybody here in the next year or two, and having a level playing field again.
Right. Well, Coach, thanks for your time. I know you're busy here right the day before the game, but we will see you tomorrow. It's a 12 o'clock start at Henry Stadium, and we'll look forward to seeing the Terriers take the field again.
Yeah, look forward to having you. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Jack.
All right, bye-bye.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic Upper Cuyahoga River in beautiful Geauga County. At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round 7 days a week, and we rent kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar, or you can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family bonding. For more information, visit crookedriveradventures.com.
So, Doug, after the game today, are you interested in getting something to eat?
Yeah. Where can we go around here around Hiram?
Did you know that there is the world-famous Iron Horse Saloon conveniently located right here near Hiram?
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
It is only 5 miles up 700. You take a left or go west, go a mile,
and you'll find the world famous Iron Horse Saloon.
Oh, well, I'll have to check that out.
Yes, and they're open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. They're a full-service restaurant and bar, and you can get steak, chicken, fish, great walleye from what I hear. So we might have to try that out.
Yeah, I like fish.
So make sure you get out to the famous Iron Horse Saloon. It is Ohio's largest waterfront patio. Come see them before and after the game. Okay, welcome everybody to Hiram, Ohio, and we are here for Campus Nation's second broadcast from Hiram. And the Terriers take on the Denison Big Red. Hiram is 0-3 at this point, and Denison is 2-1. And Doug, it's been a little bit of a rough start for the Terriers so far.
Yes, they've had a little bit of trouble scoring from what I can see.
Yep.
Hiram is averaging 11, a little over 11 points per game, but they're giving up 56. So it's a little rough to win games when you're giving up that many points.
Exactly. And on the other side, Oberlin is averaging 43 points a game. Denison, I'm sorry. Oberlin was last week. Denison is averaging 43 points a game, and they are allowing 21. So, we look at this. This rivalry's been going on since the early 2000s, and Denison has a significant 17-1 lead in the series. Last year, however, it was 38-38 at the end of the game, and then in overtime, Denison was able to pull away with a 41-38 victory. The last time the Terriers won was in 2014 with a 37-26 victory. So how do the NCAC standings look at this point?
Well, in the NCAC, we have DePaul. They're 3-0 overall. They're 1-0 in the conference. Wittenberg is 1-0 in the conference, and they've only played 2 games, so they're 2-0. And then we have Denison coming in here today at 1-0 in the conference and a 2-1 overall record. Ohio Wesleyan also at 1-0 and a 2-1 record. Then you have Wabash, who has not played in the conference yet, and they're 1-1. Followed by Oberlin, 0-1 in the conference and 1-2 record overall. And then Worcester, 0-1 in the conference. They're also 1-2. And then we have Hiram at the bottom with Kenyon. Both have lost the game in the conference, and both are 0-3 right now.
Okay. And the Campus Nation coverage teams that we've covered during the course of the year, Denison, of course, is at Hiram today at noon. Oberlin is at Wabash at 2 p.m. Muskingum at Mount Union, 1:30. Heidelberg at John Carroll, 1:30. Defiance at Hanover, 1:30. Bluffton at Franklin, 1:30. Manchester at Mount St. Joseph, 1:30. Allen University at Central State, 1 p.m. And, of course, tonight we won't be doing this game, but we have Ohio State at Notre Dame at 7:30 p.m.
That's a big one.
So that's a big one in the area. Let's take a look at some of the key performers for both of these teams. And when we take a look at Denison, we've got Jimmy Steins. He is the quarterback, number 4. He's 48 of 86 passing for 842 yards and 7 touchdowns so far. Number 17, running back Trey Fabricini. He has 408 yards rushing. He's averaging 6.3 yards per carry, 8 TDs. He has a long run of 74 yards. Number 1, wide receiver Billy Guzzo, 9 receptions, 310 yards. He's averaging 34 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns, and his long reception is 86 yards. And then number 9, wide receiver Josh Alalo. He is got 13 receptions, 205 yards. He averages 15.8 yards per catch, 4 TDs, and a long of 53 this year. An offensive backup to watch is number 8, Cade Nowick. 6 receptions, 137 yards. He's averaging 22.8 yards per catch, 1 TD, and his long is 77 yards. And for Hiram on offense,
Well, offensively for Hiram, we have Raquan Davis Herford. He is a wide receiver. He has 19 receptions for 188 yards, a 10-yard average. His longest is 28. He's also rushed 21 times and has a 10.5 average, and his longest run was 19 yards. We also have wide receiver Jarvis Green, 9 receptions, 121 yards total, with a 13.4 average, and his longest was 42-yard reception. We have number 3, the quarterback, Sean Tejada. He's 50 of 100. He's completed 50 out of 101 passes for 571 yards. He's thrown 7 interceptions. His longest pass was 33 yards. He's got a 44-yard longest rush, and he has scored 1 touchdown. And an offensive backup to watch will be number 10, Anthony Sessi. He has 5 receptions, 88 yards, 17.6 average, and his longest was 32 yards.
Okay, taking a look at the Denison defense, we've got number 12, defensive end Clay Densdorf. He has 19 total tackles, 7 TFLs, 1 interception, and 1 quarterback hurry. Number 22, defensive end Mike Ballinger, 9 total tackles, 3 TFLs, 1.5 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries. Number 44, inside linebacker Jeff Moore, 19 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 1 quarterback hurry. And let's go over to Hiram. We'll get a couple of their key performers on defense.
On defense for Hiram, number 12, a cornerback Tavante Rivas, 13 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass breakups. But we have number 36, linebacker Dylan Ballaker, 21 total tackles and a half a tackle for loss. Number 40, linebacker Gavin Cruiser, 21 total tackles and 1 interception. And the special teams player to watch for Hiram would be number 22, kick returner Gabriel Hoskins. He's had 12 kick returns for 226 yards and 18.8 average.
And so back deep for the Terriers as they will receive the opening kickoff is Bryce Kriegel, and then we have number 22, who is Gabriel Hoskins.
Kicking off for Denison is number 10, Daniel Cunningham.
Okay, and there's the kickoff traveling down into the end zone, and the Terriers will take it at the 25-yard line. So Terriers are led by quarterback Sean Tejada. He's a 5'10", 165-pound sophomore out of McCullum High School in San Antonio, Texas. We expect to see the opening running back is Ega Kaysen Saki. He's a 5'8", 190-pound junior. And then we have tight end Anthony Brumbaugh, 6 foot, 240-pound junior out of Perry High School in Massillon. Okay, 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Terriers. And Tejada motions the tight end from right to left, and it's Hoskins, and Hoskins is able just to crease the 25-yard line, maybe out to the 26, and we'll be looking at a 2nd and 9 situation here.
Tackle made by Michael Ballinger and the number Jack Nimshine.
Okay, we got it. We've got some bounce motion by Green.
Fumble.
Tejada drops the ball and covers it about the 18-yard line. So there was just a little bit of a mishandling of the ball as Green did some bounce motion. He started behind Tejada and reversed his field. And so we've got third
and 15.
And 15 from the 20-yard line. And Terriers are in a definite passing situation here, Doug.
Yeah, we'll see if.
So Tejada looks it over.
Get a pass rush on this.
2 receivers on each side. And he motions the running back out of the backfield, and that ball is well over Green's head.
Good coverage by number 3, Jalen Epps. And Epps will be back for the punt.
And so, and Epps is a decent kick returner there, as he has
Yeah, he has returned 5 punts. He has a 6.8 average, and he has a long of 23.
So we'll watch to see how Epps does with this.
Epps is back standing on his own 45.
Kicking is number 31 for Hiram, Chris Miller.
And fair caught.
At about the 45-yard, Denison's own 45-yard line, so that's where they will take over. Denison is led by Coach Jack Tatum in his 14th year, 79-43 at Denison, and has done a nice job there with that program, Doug. And one thing that we noticed is that 3 of their offensive linemen are fifth-year seniors. And so, that's, theoretically you could have a freshman playing against a guy that should be out of college, and that can create some bad matchups. Okay, Denison in a pistol formation with a fullback off to his left. He gets ready. Steins takes the ball, and I believe that's Fabricini who gets it out to about the 49 yard line. So we'll be looking at a 2nd and 6 situation.
Brought down by Jalen Glass.
Yeah, Fabricini has had a nice year. He's got 408 yards rushing and is averaging 6.3 yards per carry and has accounted for 8 touchdowns. Okay, pistol formation. We've got twins to both sides, and he gives it to Fabricini, and he's able to crease over the 50-yard line going into Terrier territory down to about the 48-yard line. So we're going to be looking at about a 3rd and 3 here, Doug.
Yep. Tackle on that play by number 44. Where is he?
44 would be
Cole Torari.
Cole Terrari on that play, and we've got a 2-by-2 set with a slot motioning from right to left. Now we've got a trips formation with a pistol backfield, and Steins gets it out quickly.
Pass to number 9.
And a nice play there as he's able to pick up.
Yeah, Josh Ayala on the reception.
Is it good for about, so let's see where they mark him out at.
Josh Ayala is a 6'3", 195-pound, 50-year senior from Lexington High School in Mansfield, Ohio.
So about a 17-yard gain there for Ayala. And pistol formation again with twins to the right and left. And Steins gets ready for the snap. And he looks it over. He drops. He looks. And he's got plenty of time there. He gets out of the pocket, and he picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Nice pressure. Nice pressure by Hiram that time.
Yeah. So Hiram's going to put them in a 2nd and long situation, and this is good for the Hiram defense because the Terriers want to put them in a situation where they're going to be able to maybe dictate to the offense. Okay, so pistol formation again. Motion by the slot from right to left. Okay, Steins gets ready. He gives it to Fabricini. Fabricini's off the left side. Scoots out about at the 24, 23-yard line.
Picked up about 5 on that.
Yeah. And it's going to be about 3rd and short, Doug, maybe 2 yards to go. Well, no, maybe longer than that.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. So we've got
big play for Hiram here. They could.
Yeah, if they can force a field goal here, this would be great for them. Okay, so 2-by-2 set. Okay, motion again, and they give it to the motion man number. We'll get his number here in a second.
Looks like he got it across the 20. 20.
And what we get?
Adamson carried the ball there.
Adamson is a 6'2", 195-pound senior out of Barrington High School in Barrington, Rhode Island.
We have a Terrier down right now.
Okay, we'll get a number as soon as we can on the injured Hiram player. It's been a somewhat methodical drive here by Denison at this point. Just really some base offensive type of things, you know.
That was Tavante Rivas down. What do you got? Up under his own powers, walking off. So
Yeah.
he'll be back.
Okay, and Tavante's back up there
It should be Bryce Robertson.
is number 17, Bryce Robertson, and
Well,
but I don't know if that's the case.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing him out there. But
See, number 16 is Malachi Nation. Okay,
first
so
and 10 from the 20.
pistol formation for Denison, and they give it to Fabricini, and he scoots down to about the 13-yard line, so we're going to be looking at 2nd and 3. I guess they're going to mark him at the 14. And so Hiram really needs to stiffen here. They need to the force the field goal.
Fabricini, he's a
Impressive.
load.
Yeah, he's
a
an
load.
yeah.
5'10", 220.
Impressive-looking kid there. He quick, gets to the hole fast, very powerful kid. Oh, and we're going to have a penalty on Denison as their left tackle decided to start to play a little bit early. That would be number 60, Kevin Stone, one of the 5-year seniors.
Yep. I think you'd know better by.
Yeah,
you would think. Fifth-year senior.
You would think. At Stone is 5'11", 248 pounds. He's from Anderson High School in Anderson, Ohio, which is in the Cincinnati area, for those keeping track at home. Pistol formation again. Steins gets ready, gets the ball. He drops, guns it out to, I think, Aiello again.
Yep.
Aiello's the 6'3", 195-pound, 5th-year senior from Lexington High School in Mansfield here.
That's his second reception. And we have a 1st and 10 again for Denison at the
12? No, it's a 6. 6. So they are in the red zone here. And, slot motions from right to left. Steins gets ready for the ball. He gives it to Fabricini, and Fabricini powers his way through. And so
yeah, that left side of the line really just blew out Hiram right there, and it pretty much walked in.
And, with 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go, Denison takes the lead 6-0. And that was a nicely handled drive by the Big Red. Hiram will need to come out and answer that. They don't want to get, as we talked about last time we were here, you don't want to get into that 2 or 3 touchdown deficit, because then that changes everything you want to do at that point.
Yeah.
And then you end up having to throw the ball a lot more than you hope to. But so the extra point is good, and it's Denison 7, Hiram nothing. And we've got Gabe Hoskins and Bryce Kriegel going back deep there.
And Denison just continues to score in the red zone. They were coming into the game. They were 10 for 14 in scoring touchdowns in the red zone. So now it's 11 out of 15 times in the red zone they've scored a touchdown.
Okay, so get ready for the kickoff here, and Denison's kicker is placing the ball there, and that would be Daniel Cunningham.
Yep. Okay. Boom the first one into the end zone. We'll probably see something similar, unless
Daniel is a 6 foot, 165-pound junior from Rockbridge High School in Lexington, Virginia. He is 1 for 2 on field goals this year and 18 for 18 on extra points. Make that 19 for 19 at this point.
And in the end zone. And so it'll be a touchback. And Hiram will start on its own 25.
Yeah, Hoskins just kind of let that skid through there and thought better of fielding that. So the Terriers will take their second shot at this, and just got to get something going here, Doug. Just got to get a little push, get a first down, and,
start moving the chains a little bit. That's what they need to have done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can't think about necessarily getting to the end zone until you get a few first downs in there. So you're exactly right. They're going to try to get that ball moving here. Okay, so Tejada is in the gun with the back off the left, and they give it to Green, I believe.
Number 9.
Jarvis Green. And but it's about a 5-yard pickup for Jarvis. Oh, no, that wasn't Jarvis Green. That was number 9. My bad. And number 9 is Jordan Townsend. And Coach had said that Jordan had been having a decent year here. He's out of Liberty High School in Youngstown, Ohio. And then there's the ball to Hoskins. Hoskins shoots through, and a first down for the Terriers as he's out to about the 37-yard line.
Nice play.
A
little bit of a counter off of that, that same motion that they had, but going the other way.
So 1st and 10 for the Terriers. And Tejada in the gun.
On the 36, their own 30, Hiram's 36.
And Tejada is 3 receivers to the left. And a little play action to number 11, who is Raekwon Davis Herford, 5'9", 175-pound senior out of John Hay High School in Cleveland. He is the Terriers' leading receiver this year with 19 catches so far.
Looks like Hiram might be starting to get a little something going here.
Yeah. 2nd and 2 from the 44-yard line. So Tejada is with 3 receivers to the right, Hoskins to the left, and Davis Herford motions, and Hoskins is met very quickly.
Number 44 from Denison, that's Jeff Moore. Blew through the line there, caught him in the backfield. Jeff Moore is a 6', 210 senior. He's from St. Christopher School in Richmond, Virginia.
And, that was unfortunate because the Terriers lost a yard on that. So it's going to make it 3rd and 3. And Tejada gets the ball. And a little play action again to number 81, and that's Jarvis Green. And Jarvis is going down. He's down to the 10. He's inside the red zone there as he looks like he's at the 9. Now they're going to mark it at the 10-yard line. And so Jarvis Green, the 6'1", 192-pound senior from Montgomery High School in Mobile, Alabama, comes up big for the Terriers.
Jarvis did a nice job staying with that ball, bounced off his hands, and then he grabbed it again and took off.
Sure did. Okay, so pistol formation for the Terriers, 2 receivers to the right. And there's the snap, and they give it to Hoskins, and Hoskins is able to wedge it in, not for much, maybe 2 yards. So we're going to be looking at 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
And then Jeff Moore, number 44, on the tackle again.
And Hoskins is he's been getting the Lions' share of the carries here. 5'9", 175-pound junior from Smithsonville Valley High School in Bulverde, Texas. And Tejada looks. He takes off on a little bit.
The middle.
I don't think that was a design draw. He just didn't see anything open, and he just took the ball and was able to scoot up to about the 3-yard line. I guess they're going to give him the 4. And so Sean Tejada is looking at 3rd and goal from the 4. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of boot or maybe rollout here. Pistol formation for the Terriers. Little give to Hoskins, and he
got nowhere on that.
He actually looks like he lost maybe almost 2 yards. They're marking at the 5. So this is going to be a field goal attempt for Chris Miller, the 5'11", 165-pound senior from Stowe Monroe High School in Stowe, Ohio. He is 5 for 5 on extra points this year. And on his field goals, he is 0 for 1.
Bad snap.
Bad covered by
What? Flag. Looked like there was a flag on the play.
Tristan Mullahan is the holder, and he was able to cover it. What was the
motion penalty?
Okay, motion on Hiram. So Miller is going to get a second chance at this. It's going to be about a 27-yard field goal. Mullahan is the holder. He's ready. There's the snap. And the kick is good. And Chris Miller gets the Terriers on the board. So 7-3 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first period. And so there was some encouraging stuff there, Doug. Hiram was able to get on the board.
Yeah, the big play in that drive was
Jarvis Green's
reception.
Yeah, that was a nice play. And as you had said, Jarvis stayed with the ball. The ball bounced up in the air, and he was able to recover it and take off and put the Terriers down in the red zone.
I think the defender on that play thought that he had broken the play up and
broke it up, and he gave up on it a little bit.
Gave up on it a little bit, and it gave Jarvis, when he did pick the ball back up out of there, gave him a step, and that's all he really needed to get down.
Yeah, I would
to the 10. So
kickoff up and coming. Chris Miller, the kicker, sets the ball, talks to the huddle. And the Terriers will break out into their kickoff formation.
Back for Denison, number 1, Billy Guzzo, and number 3, Jalen Epps.
Guzzo and Epps are a pretty formidable return team there. Guzzo has had 2 kickoff returns so far this year, and Epps has had 3 kickoff returns for a 24-yard average.
And they kicked it short. And downed over at the 30-yard line.
And so if that went out of bounds, I believe that.
No, he caught it.
Oh, he fair caught it?
Fair caught it.
Okay.
He took a knee.
Okay, so 30-yard line. And that's where the
Big Red will start.
Big Red starts there. And let's take a look here. So Jimmy Steins comes out with Fabricini in the pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Motion left to right, and it's a jet sweep. And not much there as number 8 for the Terriers.
That's Terry Allison, and he brought him down. He's from Cathedral High School.
From Los Angeles, California. Coming a long way to play some football. So we've got a pistol formation again, 2 receivers to the right. And looks like they're going to motion left to right with the slot. And Fabricini hits the slot, number 23, the motion man, as he goes up the sideline, and that is John Adamson, the 6'2", 195-pound senior out of Barrington, Rhode Island. And Adamson's had a couple nice plays for himself there with a carry on one of the motion sweeps and a motion play where they just wheeled him up the sideline, and he was able to find an opening. Nice ball by Steins also. Okay, Steins has him in twins, right and left, and gives it. No, he keeps it, and he's over to 40, pushes himself almost down to the 33-yard line of Hiram. They're going to mark it at 34 officially. Nice read by Steins. Nice little pickup and moves the chains for the Big Red. Okay, 2-by-2 set here. Again, pistol formation for the backfield. Steins looks things over, and little short drop and gets
Aiello with the ball,
and he's able to fight it down to about the looks like the 26, 27 yard line. and that's where the ball will be marked. So it's going to be about 2nd and 3 for the Big Red. And we've got about 1 minute and 9 seconds to go in the first period. This first period has went pretty quickly here, Doug. It's been flying. So the Big Red motions from right to left into a trips, gives to Fabricini. Fabricini rips over to 20, down to the 15, over to 15, down to the 14-yard line. And that's going to be another first down for the Big Red.
Very nice job by the offensive line.
Yeah, the Denison offensive line is, when they've run the football, they've been pretty dominant. That line is number 60, Kevin Stone, number 62, Austin Smith, number 61, Brian Stone, number 56, Canyon Snyder, and number 55, Ted Dunn, are the starting linemen for the Big Red. And there's a little keep by Steins on a motion fake, and just able to pick up maybe 2 yards on that. So we're going to be looking at a 2nd and 8. And that's Hiram did a nice job reading that. Steins.
That's the end of the quarter.
So 7-3, and some good things there, Doug, to look at for the Terriers in the first period.
Well, they answered back after they gave up the score, so that's definitely a positive.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get in the end zone, but they got points.
Okay. So we're going to let Al jump in here. Doug's going to go to play-by-play.
So we have a 7-3 score at the end of the first quarter. We have Denison on the Hiram 12-yard line. And they have a 2nd and 8.
They're pretty good. I may adjust them at halftime. Slightly.
Teams are getting back out on the field right now.
See if Hiram can get some rhythm going in this drive. Keep it up. I thought the last drive went well. It just faded out at the end there.
Let's see if the defense can rise here. Steins hands off the ball to Tetrazzini. Not Tetrazzini.
Wow, he's dragging people. Nice
To
run.
Fabricini. Yeah, he's a beast. He's a big guy. He's got to be hard to bring down. You know, the 220-pound senior is carrying people with him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure whenever they get close like this, that's who they're driving.
Yeah, they're going to be banging there, I think.
So we have a first and 3 to go. We're right on the goal line right now.
Nobody's going out there with the man in motion.
Brasini is in for the
He's in.
score.
Yeah, that guy's a hoss right there.
Oh.
That's a lot.
He's a load. He's just
That was number 8 for the Terriers.
number 8 for the Terriers on the tackle.
Yeah, he's a outside linebacker.
I'm not seeing him.
No.
Oh, no, they gave him that.
And the kick is up by Cunningham, and it is good. So with at the 14-10 mark of the second quarter, we now have a score of Denison 14, Hiram 3. So now we're going to have to see if we can get Hiram to move the ball and have another successful drive like they had last time and put points on the board to try to answer and not fall too far behind Denison.
I'd like to see him incorporate 81 more in the offense. That's a nice disadvantage in their favor. That little corner can't cover that guy.
So Cunningham now is teeing up the ball. So we have Ricardo Jimenez back with Kriegel for the Terriers. And Denison gets set for the kickoff. Cunningham approaching the ball. And
Nice kick.
caught at about the 2-yard line, being brought up by number 2, Jimenez. Nice return there. He crossed.
Looks like he's going to be about the 20. No.
Twenty-six.
26-yard line. Okay, so Hiram starts on their own 26. It was a nice little return by Jimenez of Hiram. And we have Hiram in the pistol. Motion, the tight end. And Tejada back.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, there,
we go.
yes, there was definitely a hold there, number 11. So,
I think we witnessed a mugging on that.
yes.
I guess the
I think he was trying to wear his uniform. He was all up on it.
So the ball was intended for Raquan Davis Herford, and he certainly had a step, and it was then just mugged on the way going by.
he had no choice but
No-
to grab him
yeah.
on that one. And it's actually
Well, they walk off. The officials walk off the yardage, and Hiram is now on their own 41-yard line with a first down. Breaking the huddle.
NFL pass interference.
Okay, and we're in the pistol with 2 out to the left, and another one there. Yeah, but the ball was meant for, again, Raquan Davis Herford. So they're seeing something, I think. And, the same thing there. That was kind of close on whether or not he was being held back there as well. So,
A little quick look-ins to the hook zone seems to be open.
Just ran in Jordan Townsend. Hiram
okay,
did.
so Hiram has 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Tejada's the ball, hands off to number 22, Gabriel Hoskins, and he picks up about 2 yards. So Hoskins, the 5'9", 175-pound junior, got the call. Okay, so
2 receivers on both sides.
Tejada with Hoskins to his left. The ball over.
Too far.
And we have an interception by number 24. By Jack Niemesheim. I'm having trouble with that name. Jack Niemesheim intercepted the ball for Denison. Don't know that the ball was thrown that bad. I just think that he kind of stepped in and jumped up and got it. So Denison comes back out. They are on their own 35. Stein is and hand off to
Wow. He's off to the races.
Fabricini is just just now starting to rip. It's really starting to rip. And the line is starting to, the Denison offensive line is certainly starting to assert their will on the Terriers. And here we go. We have trips to the left. And off to number 6.
Good job by Hiram on the stop. Looks like a gain of about
So
yard.
Jordan Whitehouse on the carry. He picked up about 2 yards there.
Quite a few Terriers on that tackle.
So motion to the right, and now we have trips on the right. Stein back. Little out route to number 8. It was 8.
Was it 8? Cade Nowick.
Oh, we are now. Must be what they at the 10. So first and goal. We have 2 men out to the left, 1 out to the right. Stein calling for the ball. Bootlegs.
Nice.
And pass to number 23. Touchdown. Scored by John Adamson. He is the slot back. So Adamson, the 6'2", 195 senior from Barrington High School in Barrington, Rhode Island, on the score. And number 10, Daniel Cunningham, out for the extra point attempt. And Steins is the holder.
And
Kick is up.
Up and good.
So with 10:45 left in the second quarter, we have a score of Denison Big Red 21 and Hiram Terriers 3. I tell you, they're starting to control the line of strength. They've been doing that, but I mean, really starting to really rip off big yardage. The Big Red is, and Hiram doesn't seem to have an answer for it.
No, not at all. They got to figure out, get some chemistry or something, but they have to figure it out how they're going to slow down the Big Red here.
Well, one way of slowing them down is to get something going on offense for themselves. So we'll see if they can do that. Back for Hiram is number 2, Jimenez, and number 20.
Like
27, which is Bryce. What's Bryce's last name? Bryce Kriegel. So Kriegel and Jimenez back. Cunningham set the kick.
Oh,
Jimenez attempted to catch it. Now he's coming out of the end zone. That's unfortunate because if
you're going to say he may have got it back to the 10.
Yeah, it looks like the ball is on the 10-yard line. So Hiram is in a little bit of a hole here. Probably have to play a little bit conservatively because they're deep in their own territory here. So we'll see if they can get something going here. And we have 3 out to the left for Hiram. Tejada signaling for the ball. Snaps back. Handoff up to number, I would say that's probably 22, which is Gabriel Hoskins again. And he picked up about 5 yards. So not a bad carry there. Hiram needs to do more of that.
Yeah.
Again, same formation. 3 wide to the left for Hiram. Slot back and motioning to the right. That's number 11, Hereford. And back to him, to Davis Hereford.
Lost some yards on that one.
Unfortunately, they dropped about 2 yards on that.
And they sniffed that one out right away.
And Hiram's tightened it up. They have 2-1 player out to both sides. Tejada's rolling, throwing the ball up to number 85, and didn't quite come down with it.
Just a little short there.
Hiram will have to punt, so that's they're looking. They're back.
They
That's
changed his number. That was the one that changed his
the
number.
Miller. Oh, 85 is Tristan Maulhan back to punt.
Yep.
Oh, and he shanked
shanked
that
it.
one, and it goes out of bounds, probably around the 30-yard line.
Wow.
Not the time to.
Yeah, that's definitely what Hiram didn't need.
Okay. All right, so Steins takes over. Steins and the Big Red take over at the Hiram 31.
They got big man back
Fabrizzini is in the
here.
backfield behind Stein. There's Trips off to the right. There's the snap. Looking to pass. Steins breaks through and is taking a run, and he picked up probably about 13 yards. He looked like he crossed over the 20.
Yeah, look like they're marking it inside the 19-yard line.
So it wasn't a planned run there, but it opened up and Steins took advantage. So they're at the 18.5-yard line, I suppose. Trips to the left and turns, hands off to Fabrizzini. Oh, that was not a bad job by Hereford Davis.
Got a man down for Denison here.
Denison, who's that down? Number 8 is down for Denison. That's
Cade Nowick again? Yeah, Cade Nowick.
Okay, Nowick.
Lake Forest, Illinois.
Looks like maybe an ankle there. He is in a bit of pain.
Yeah, he happened to get caught up in the tackle. I think they landed on him.
Yeah.
No excited next year.
Yeah, he's one of the guys to watch, wasn't he? The one that they said to watch.
Back up to watch.
And being helped off the field. He may. No, I don't think he is either, Bill. I think he didn't put any weight on that ankle. We have Denison at Hiram 17 right now. And after the injury, they break a huddle from the sidelines, and they're coming back out. They have a motion to the left. They have 3 now over there. Hand off to Fabricini, and he again powers his way in. He just walked right through. He does not really hit the hole very hard that time, but the hole was definitely there. So we have a 3rd and 1 here, and the ball is on the 9-yard line. So this is 3rd and 1. Yeah, then Fabricini gets the ball. He's got the first down. There's a lot of pushing. He's probably down to, looks like the 4-yard line maybe. I think he crossed the 5.
Yeah, he's a hoss. That's ridiculous.
Well, he's probably as big as most of the guys on the Hiram side of the ball.
Yeah.
So
he'd be an offensive lineman probably for for Hiram. He's huge. He's athletic, but he can get to the outside. I've been impressed with the way he moves.
And slides back to pass into the corner, caught by number
9.
Number 9, Ayalo. So again, Josh Ayalo, number 9, the 6'3", 195-pounder from Barrington High School in Barrington, Rhode Island. Yes, and he's been a force. So offensively, he's had a great year so far, and he continues to add to it. Cunningham back for the kick. Steins holding the ball, going to be the holder. Snap back, ball down, and the kick is good, but who got hit? Is that Stein? No, not Stein.
The kicker got hit by the end guy there. He kind of flopped.
Well, they threw the flag, so if he flopped, he did a good job acting.
Yeah, he popped right up.
Okay, so with 6:25 remaining in the second quarter, we now have a score of 27 points for the Denison Big Red, and the Hiram Tigers have 3. And I'm going to hand off to Bill and let him back in.
Okay, so we're back here, and one of the things I've noticed is that Edja Kason Saki, who was their starting running back against Heidelberg, we have not seen him in the game, so I'm wondering if he's number 20, and I'm not even sure if I see him on the sideline here.
Yeah.
So maybe something came up, and he's. Is he? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, back deep again for the Terriers is Gabe Hoskins and number, I'm trying to see, 27 again. It's Bryce Kriegel. And that goes through the... Yeah. Okay, so Hiram's going to take over on the 25-yard line, and facing a 25-point deficit with 6:25 to go in the second quarter. Al, they're going to have to put something together here. 2 things: you want to get some time off the clock. Nice long drive here, cuts it to 18 if they get on the board, and then it also gives the defense a little bit of a rest.
Right.
So
I'd still like to see him hit the, even if it's short passes, but hit the receiver there.
So Tejada gets out of the pocket, looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage on that. They were in an empty set there. And, of course, when you go empty, you only have 5 protections, so that creates a problem there. So 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Terriers. And it looks like they are going to elect to go empty again. And so see if Denison brings any pressure on this. No, they're going to rush 4. Tejada gets the ball out. It was to Jaron Green. Just didn't get it there high enough for him. It was in his hands. So Jarvis Green with an opportunity there. Tejada is looking over to get the signal. And Hoskins runs in. And so we'll see where the Terriers dial up here on 3rd and long. Yeah, could run run a little bit. Okay, so Tejada's going to get out of the pocket. He's looking. There's going to be holding on Hiram. Tejada's still going, and he's going to make his way out there just before the 30-yard line. Pickup of a few, but I think it's all coming back.
Yeah.
So whenever you see the quarterback reverse field and you see a flag go down, you know something is offensive linemen say, wait, come back here.
Yeah.
Had to grab him. So we'll see what happens here. They'll sort this out and get the laundry back in their pocket. Now, there is a possibility, too, they may decline the penalty because it looks like it would be. Yeah. So we'll see what they want to do. Yeah, I think they're going to decline it. Yeah, I think in this position, Al, that's probably the right thing to do. I mean, you could put them back, but you're still going to end up with good field position either way. Okay, so Jalen Epps is back deep for Denison. And Epps has had a pretty good year returning punts. Okay, so Hiram's second kicker, we're going to see who is in.
Looks like it's 31.
Is it? Oh, that's Miller. Yeah, Miller, the kicker, is punting. And right there. Okay. So Miller gets it off. Nice kick. And number 3, Epps is able to get about a 8-9 yard return on that, which is right around his average. So Denison's going to take over at their own. It's like we'll find out exactly here in a second, about the 42-yard line. And that's where they're going to say 45. So Denison takes over at the 45. They're in a pistol formation. 2 receivers each side. Check that. We've got 3 to the left. And they give it to Fabricini, and Fabricini is brought down by number 23 for the Terriers and number 40, which is Gavin Cruiser. And what was 23?
Yeah,
Mercelot. Okay. Mercelot. Okay, we've got 3 to the left. Pistol formation for Denison. Give the Fabricini again, and he just hammers the ball up there over the 50, down to about the 49-yard line of Hiram, and that's where they'll take over. Number 56 has left the field, hopping off for Denison, and that is their offensive lineman.
Canyon Snyder.
Canyon Snyder is off, so little issue there. Okay, 2-by-2 set for the Big Red. And we've got a false start, so that's going to make that hole a little bit deeper there on third down. We're probably going to be looking at maybe third and 9, third and 8. And the penalty was on number 60, Kevin Stone, the 5'11", 248-pound fifth-year senior from Anderson High School in Anderson, Ohio. And Doug brings up the fact that that's the second time that Stone has jumped. So, yeah, you would hope your fifth-year senior would not be doing that.
Doing it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a freshman.
Okay, so we've got a 2-by-2 set, pistol formation. There's some motion, and Steins rolls to his left and gets the ball in there to Aiello. And Aiello is off to the races, 10-5, touchdown, Big Red.
Flag at the 30-yard line.
So we're going to we got pass interference or a pick pass possibly, which is why Aiello was so wide open.
Pass interference.
Yeah. So we got offensive pass interference on the Big Red, bringing back a huge play. Nice throw by Steins, and not exactly sure what the offensive pass interference was, but I suspected it might have been a pick play where they're trying to shake him free.
I agree.
So that's going to put them back a little bit here, Al.
Wow, that's a heck of a
that's a heck of a penalty, isn't it?
That would have been.
Yeah.
I was thinking that's 20 yards.
Yeah, because they were almost up to the.
Yeah. Maybe more than that.
Didn't they need like third and 8 or something
like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So Steins drops. He looks. He's got plenty of time. He's got number 1 open. Yes! What a catch by number 1 for Denison.
Wow. Billy Guzzo.
Billy Guzzo. Now, Billy Guzzo, and we brought this up in the pregame, is averaging 34 yards a catch.
Wow.
So when they want to get the deep ball off, Guzzo seems to be the guy that they're going to look for on that. So Guzzo gets a first down for the Big Red, and they are operating at the 24-yard line of Hiram. And they give the ball to Fabricini. He's off to the 20. Just creases the 20-yard line. Yeah, the way he hit that line, I thought he might be going too.
Yeah.
But that's you're down to about the 20-yard line, 4-yard pickup for Fabricini. Fabricini's probably had we'll get, hopefully at halftime we'll have some stats, but he's had a nice game. Okay, so pistol formation, 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Denison. Steins gets the ball, he drops, he looks, and he's got number 23, and that is, again, John Adamson has just had a great game here. Second score for Adamson, and that is a 20-yard touchdown pass for Steins. And the Big Red has all cylinders firing right now. 34-3 in favor of Denison, with the extra point up and coming by Cunningham. And so we will see. Al, with 2 minutes to go, if you're Hiram, what would be your philosophy coming out here? Are you gonna try to get something going, or are you gonna wait to see what your kickoff return produces before you make that kind of decision?
I had already told my coordinators that to come up with something after they need to be working on it now. But I would say I would always have a plan A and plan B coming out of this.
Okay. So Hiram's able to get a return.
They get a decent return.
Take a couple shots at the end zone down there.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think they have a couple advantages they haven't used yet.
So Cunningham with the kick, and that makes it 35-3 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. And So as Al and I were just talking about, Hiram's game plan here in the last 2 minutes is really going to be dictated by what kind of return they get. And do they have the field position to at least try to move down for a field goal or possibly a touchdown? So we will see what happens here. Now, back deep again is Bryce Kriegel and number 22, Gabe Hoskins. And so we will Hoskins has had a pretty good year this year. He's got 12 kickoff returns for 226 yards and is averaging 18.8 yards per return, which is pretty nice there. Now you factor that in, Hiram could get the ball out to about the 40, and if they get there, that's they got some possibilities. So we'll see what happens here. Of course, Cunningham's been putting it in the end zone on most of his kickoffs, so that might be taken out of Hoskins' hands. And yes, this one I think is going to go well.
Yeah, it goes through.
Yeah. So Hiram's going to take the ball at the 25-yard line. So first down for Hiram, Al. What are you going to look at here? 2 minutes ago, you're down by 32 points. You obviously don't want to go 3 and out real quick here.
No, I'm top of my head right away. I'm probably going power.
Okay.
Off tackle power. I still wish they'd hit. What is that, number 80?
Green, number 81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that guy is just. If he's got hands, he's tall enough to make something happen.
Okay. Davis Herford motion, and they go just like Al was talking about. They went for Green. That was he's getting ridden a little bit on that one. I think. Yeah, I think we could have seen a gratuitous pass interference there, but.
Mullahan, too, is the other one I'm thinking of. Christian Mullahan,
that number, he's 85 today.
Yeah, I like having my tall receivers.
Sure. Mullahan's to the bottom of your screen here and then trips to the top. And then we've got Tejada is getting looks, and he gets the ball out. Ooh, and wow. He was looking for number 9 there. And that is for the Terriers. Number 9 is Jordan Townsend, who Coach Rosinski had said in our interview earlier this week that he had been seeing some good things out of Townsend. So they're trying to bank on trying to get the ball into his hands. 1:47 to go here. We got third down. Motion with Davis Herford, a little bounce, and Tejada gets it to 85. Mullahan is trying to get to the side. There's a face mask. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, we agree with you there, Tristan. There was definitely some – he is a little upset.
Yeah, there was some emotion in that one.
Yeah. Okay, so – Hiram was able to only move 22 seconds off here, so you really, really need to get a good kick here and minimize Epps' effectiveness as a return man because, I guess everything's, in college football is a little different, but, you're going to work on different parts of your game. Here's a chance to work on your 2-minute offense.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. So Miller's back to kick for Hiram again. Got a decent kickoff last time, but Epps was able to get about an 11-yard return. Yeah. So there's the kick.
Wow,
nice kick there. Epps at the
25
25. He gets to the sideline,
35.
up the sideline. And we'll have to see where they mark him. Well, they do mark him out. Wow, all the way up at the 46, 47-yard line.
Wow. Nice return.
Yeah, Epps, quick feet. Al got to that sideline and just turned it on. And, and that's the thing. People think with punt returns, while 7 yards on a punt return isn't that much. Well, really, that's not bad, you know.
No.
And if you can get that 7 yards, you're in good shape. So, okay, Denison with the ball, and Steins at quarterback still, and we've got see what they come up with. 3 receivers to the left. He drops. He looks. He's going deep, and he's got number 9, Aiello, and he's trying to give Aiello a big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Aiello jogs the ball back up here, and we're going to have 2nd down and 10. So this is a tough area for Hiram to defend.
Yeah, they're giving him a lot of space.
Yeah.
Some decent speed.
And then
Denison.
and there's Steins gets the ball out quickly.
1:17 left before half.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to work it down. I'm not sure how good the field goal kicker is.
Okay. So they are now in Hiram territory. Steins is getting ready for the snap. Fabricini is in the pistol formation. And let's see what happens here with 1:17 to go. And give it to Fabricini. He breaks over to 40, down to about the 38, 37-yard line of Hiram, and that's going to move the chains. And so 1st down for Denison. Steins drops, throws it over Fabricini's head out of bounds, and that's going to stop the clock at 1:04.
There was a lot of green over there.
Yes, there was. If you get that ball out in front of him, bad things could have happened there. So,
he's just big enough. I may have to pull a hammy. He come my way.
Yeah.
Full head of steam.
Yeah.
Coach, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been good, that's for sure. 2-by-2 set for Denison. Pistol formation, 2nd and 10. Steins drops. He looks. He's going
Wide
deep
open.
down the right sideline. Nice catch.
It's out at the 10-yard line.
And what is that number? Oh, that's Billy Guzzo again. Yeah. And as we said before, Billy's averaging, coming into this game, 34 yards a catch. So we know who the stretch receiver is.
He definitely takes the top off.
He does. He does. And you can tell right off the line because the corner's already losing the battle on that. So.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a 3-by-1 set. Pistol, give the Fabricini. No, Steins keeps it. 5, touchdown. And they're going to get okay, so let's see. What I'm predicting it's a holding call here.
Yeah, I think on the receiver, number 9.
Yeah, we will see.
Josh
Aiello. Let's see what. Oh, yeah, holding. So Hiram gets a little reprieve on that, and that's going to put the ball back.
The defensive end for Hiram limped off the field there. Riley
Huff.
Yeah.
So they're attending to Riley Huff now. For the most part, we haven't seen a lot of injuries here, so that's a good thing. Okay. So it's 1st down from, looks like about the 13-yard line for Denison with 50 seconds to go. They give it, he keeps it on a fake, rolls out, continues to roll. And nice play. Yeah, Hiram strung it out and was able to force Steins out of bounds, so it minimized his gain.
I don't know if it was 36.
36, yes. That would be Ballaker.
Ballaker, yeah. Dylan Ballaker. Good job.
Yeah, Dylan Ballaker. And
he didn't give up at all.
No. The linebackers have played well for Cruiser, and Ballaker have done a pretty good job for Hiram. Okay, pistol formation, motion right to left. Fabricini down to about the 5 or 6 yard line, 5 yard line. And with 36 seconds to go, we're going to have about 3rd and 5. Plenty of time here for the Big Red as far as, what they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, if they wanted to, they could run the ball and still have time to, get to the line and run another play. And we've got a timeout.
Yeah, I think that was
Is that a Hiram?
Denison.
Denison? Yeah, Denison timeout. Hiram still has their full complement. I'm sorry, Hiram's you used 1, and Denison is down to 1 here. So, yeah, with 1 timeout left, they've definitely got some options. And then we will see here what the.
I tell you, I'm amazed when I look at these rosters that, I don't know Division III that well, but, man, there's a lot of traveling. These guys come a long way.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, they're looking for opportunities. Florida has very few Division III opportunities down there. So I think the kids look at where they have a chance, and Ohio has a wealth of Division III schools. Okay. Pistol formation for Denison, 3rd and goal from about the 5. Motion and Aiello, looks like it'll be a touchdown. Now, I will say this. I think there was a little push-off on that, but Aiello just got his hand on the shoulder a little bit and created a little separation on that. But 5-yard touchdown pass from Jimmy Steins to Josh Aiello. Aiello's having a game today. And so we got yes. Fabricini. So 41-3 with the extra point up and coming by Cunningham. Cunningham lines it up. He kicks.
Yes.
And it is no good. Wow. So 41-3, 30 seconds to go here. And, it's just the thing is with Cunningham reaching the end zone on his kickoffs, it really doesn't create a lot of opportunity for them to get any kind of return.
Yeah.
So they can hope that the ball comes up short. We've got Kriegel and Hoskins back deep for the Terriers. And Cunningham will get ready to kick off for Denison. So I was checking, and we'll check some of the NCAC scores in Division III here as we get into halftime and see what we can find here. I did see a score with Alma and Wittenberg, with Alma leading 17-0 in the second quarter. So
Worcester's up 7-0 over Kenyon. Worcester 7, Kenyon 0.
okay, Worcester leads Kenyon 7-0.
And Ohio, DePaul is over Ohio Wesleyan by the same score.
Okay, 7-0 with DePaul over Ohio Wesleyan. And a fumble on the return. Kriegel picks it up, but since he signaled the fair catch, it's going to come out to the 25-yard line. So Hiram's got about 26 seconds here to see what they can muster. And yeah, that might be the thing to do, as Doug just said. Let's take the knee and reorganize here. So I think that's probably what you're. Yeah. Now they've got number 4 in there, who is the backup quarterback to Tejada. That is Jaden
Jennings.
Jaden Jennings.
Wow. 6'4", 245, Buffalo, New York.
It's a big boy.
Yeah.
kind of like the Richardson kid from Indianapolis there. So, okay, so I guess what they're going to say, I'm going to try to sort this out, is that was a muffed return, and that he went down to his knee to pick it up, and that's where they're marking the ball. Because there was no flag on it, so it'd have to be where the possession was determined. So on the 10-yard line, Jaden Jennings is in the backfield, and he gives the ball to Hoskins, and Hoskins squirts through there. He's up over to 25.
Nice run.
Just like that. And, wow, nice little play there for Hoskins. And, yeah, the motion by Green has been creating some confusion for Denison. So looks like that's going to be the last play. I think Hiram's going to choose not to snap the ball again, and that is going to be the end of the first half. So with the score, Denison 41, Hiram 3, we will get some halftime stats, get some scores for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and pay a couple bills here. So let's go ahead. Rick, you're going to get a Crooked River.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic Upper Cuyahoga River in beautiful Geauga County. At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round, 7 days a week, and we rent kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar, or you can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family bonding. For more information, visit crookedriveradventures.com.
Conference one, but
So
I'll take it back. They do have
Yep, good. Okay, the world-famous Iron Horse Saloon is conveniently located at 13468 Main Market Road. If you're in Hiram and you want to find some place to eat, high-class restaurant, the world-famous Iron Horse Saloon is for you. Head north on 77, about 5 miles on Route 700, about 5 miles up to State Route 422. Take a left and go about 1 mile down to the scenic Cuyahoga River, and you will find the Iron Horse Saloon. They are open from 11 to midnight, full-service restaurant and bar. They have Ohio's largest waterfront patio, and they have a variety of food from steak, chicken, fish. Come out and see us before and after the game. The Iron Horse Saloon. Okay, guys. Almost 24-7 over Wittenberg, and we've got some statistics on the game we'll get to in a minute. We've got Florida State losing to Clemson 10-7 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Michigan struggling with Rutgers. Oh, I'm sorry. With 1 minute and 33 seconds to go until halftime. The Wolverines lead 14-7 over Rutgers. We have Oklahoma leading Cincinnati 10-3 with 4:35 to go until halftime. Let's see what other games we might have here. Get you updated on. We've got, well, hopefully we've got some updates here. Okay. More scores from today. We've got Miami, Florida, and Temple. That will not start till 3:30. Of course, the big game that everybody's going to be watching is number 10 Oregon host number 19 Colorado at 3:30. We also have another big one in the SEC, which normally wouldn't be that big, but with Alabama's recent struggles, we've got Mississippi at Alabama at 3:30. Alabama is ranked 13th. Mississippi is ranked 15th. We've got number 18 Duke is traveling to Connecticut at 3:30. We've got UCLA traveling to Utah at 3:30. UTSA traveling to Tennessee at 4 o'clock. Okay, 14-7 Worcester over Kenyon. Also, later this evening, we've got Charlotte at Florida, 7 p.m., Arkansas at LSU, 7 p.m., Oregon State at Washington State, what's left of the Pac-12, 7 p.m., Texas at Baylor, 7:30, Iowa at Penn State, 7:30, and number 6 Ohio State at number 9 Notre Dame, 7:30. UAB is at Georgia, 7:30. UNC is at Pittsburgh at 8. And in the late window, we've got California at Washington at 10:30 and USC at Arizona State, 10:30. So let's take a minute to look at the stats here. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. Denison has 17 first down to Hiram's 4. Rushing yards is Denison with 172 rushing, Hiram with 39. Passing yards, Denison with 191, Hiram with 53. Denison is 12 of 14 passing, while Hiram is 4 of 11 with 1 interception. Total offense, Denison has had 40 plays for 363 yards, and Hiram has had 24 plays for 92 yards. Punting, Hiram's had 4 punts for an average of 34 yards. Penalties, has been a relatively penalty-free game. Denison 5 for 50, Hiram 1 for 5. Third down conversions, Denison is 6 for 6, Hiram is 1 of 7. And red zone chances, Denison is 6 for 6, and Hiram is 1 for 1. Let's take a look at Denison's individual stats first. Trey Fabricini, 17 carries for 127 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long was 42. Jimmy Steins, 6 carries for 37 yards. His long was 13. John Adamson, 1 carry for 5 yards. And Aiden Brownlee, 1 carry for 2 yards. For the Hiram Terriers, Gabriel Hoskins, 7 carries for 29 yards with a long of 15. Edja Kaysen Saki, 1 carry for 5 yards. Jordan Townsend, 1 carry for 4 yards. Sean Tejada, he has 4 carries for 1 yard. Passing-wise, for Denison, Jimmy Steins, 12 of 14 for 191 yards, 4 touchdowns. His long pass play was 45. For Hiram, Sean Tejada, 4 of 11 with 1 interception, 53 yards, and a long of 47 yards. Receiving-wise, for Denison,
Josh Aiello, he's been targeted 6 times. He has 5 catches for 45 yards, and he has 2 TDs and a long of 17. John Adamson, 3 targets. He has 3 catches, 53 yards, 2 TDs and a long of 23. Billy Gozzo, 2 for 2, 2 targets, 2 catches, 73 yards. His long is 45. And Cade Noack, 1 target, 1 catch for 12 yards, which with a long of 12. For the Hiram Terriers, Raekwon Davis Hereford, 3 targets, 2 catches for 1 yard, and his long was 3. Jarris Green, 3 targets, 1 catch. That was good for 47 yards. Tristan Mullahan, 2 targets, 1 catch, 5 yards. And Jordan Townsend, 2 targets and no catches. Punting-wise, Chris Miller for Hiram, 2 kicks for 84 yards. His long was 45 and averaged 42. Tristan Mullahan, 2 kicks, 53 yards for an average of 26.5. Punt returns for Denison, Jalen Epps, 2 for 34 yards with a long of 22. Hiram did not have any punt returns. Kick returns, Ricardo Jimenez for Hiram, 2 returns for 34 yards with a long of 24. Bryce Kriegel, 1 return for 4 yards. Tackles for Denison, Jeff Moore, 6 total tackles with 1.5 TFLs. Christian Lariva, 5 tackles, 1 TFL. Leighton Reeser, 4 tackles, 1 TFL. Michael Ballinger, 2 tackles. For the Terriers, Dylan Ballaker, 6 tackles. Cole Terreri, 6 tackles. Gavin Cruiser, 5 tackles. And Malachi Nation, 4 tackles. So that runs down the stats for the first half. Let's take a look at some scores that are coming in. It is now Alma 31 and Wittenberg 7. Ohio Wesleyan is tied with DePaul 7-7, and Worcester leads Kenyon 14-7. So that's what we got at this point, guys. And
A lot of the games started at 1:30.
yeah, so we'll probably be getting a bulk of halftime scores here in a little while. Okay, so
Well, you know what? You're going to get halftime scores when this game's over. Because it's not even 1:30 yet.
yeah, that's true. I forgot we're at a noon start. So yeah, a lot of the scores we will get will probably be halftime when we get off the air here. But guys, reactions to Michigan 14 and Rutgers 7 at halftime. Yeah, well, I guess the issue is that
They're a powerhouse, number 2 ranked.
yeah, I know. In fairness,
They won't drop down.
oh, of course not. In fairness to Ohio State, who's really kind of battered over games, their first few games, as far as the saying, well, the Buckeyes aren't the same. We've seen Alabama struggle. We've seen Georgia struggle. We're seeing Michigan. Michigan struggled a little bit with Bowling Green last week. So
That's a powerhouse team.
yeah, that's the Falcons. You beware of the Falcons there. So
Thought Dwight Perry come back.
so I think when you look at it, and this has been brought up by several commentators, is this NIL and the transfer portal is really evening out college football. And
Lowering it down.
yeah, and when you look at Ohio State, I know everybody was kind of boo-hooing the quarterback situation there, which I think last week kind of took care of itself.
Yeah.
it's difficult for a kid to come in and play, and I think one of the validations for Kyle McCord for the Buckeyes was the fact that C.J. Stroud, the very first game he played was awful, and they wanted Kyle McCord to come in and replace him. So I think you just have to give these guys a little time. They're not pros. They're not going to come out ready to play. And, as we saw with the Cleveland Browns there, Deshaun Watson is suffering from that layoff, And I think, I'm not one calling for Watson's head like that, but I think people have to understand you just don't show up and play after a couple years and be at the same level that you were at.
Right.
So, interesting how college and pro football, and the other thing, guys, Al, while I got you on here, I think the NFL is hurting themselves by cutting down the preseason.
Oh, absolutely.
All the injuries we've seen in the first few weeks, I think these people are just getting,
Well, I think the players' union's also done it to themselves. They don't hit enough in practice.
No.
And all of a sudden everybody's going full go, and you've not experienced that much.
And, I wonder, and this has been brought up, are you going to see a different approach towards preseason with sitting starters? Are they going to start putting them in there and getting them more game ready so that when they get into that first couple weeks, they're not getting hurt?
Some of those week 1 games these last 2 years I thought were
Awful?
yeah.
Yes, they were.
And as much as they want for a price of a ticket,
Yeah.
I know not to get a ticket for a first game.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be terrible.
Well, and I think that was something with Cincinnati, how they were talking about them starting out 0-2. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, just as you guys are saying, it's the first two games, teams just don't seem to care.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we've got another 15 games left in the season. But we'll see how it plays out this year, but I think they said in the last 30 years where teams have started 0-2, only 31 have made the playoffs. And when you think about it, that's an average of maybe one a year.
Yeah.
And how far are they going in the playoffs, we don't know. But, the Bengals could be in a little deeper water. They could be 0-3 after the next Monday night. And I haven't heard yet whether Joe Burrow is going to play or not.
So I was going to say, was Burrow's going to sit it out?
I think he might.
He's still nursing his calf.
Yes, his calf injury is still nagging. I really blame that on the Bengals for playing him. I mean, if you're going to lose the 2 games, and I understand they are divisional games, but you might as well set them down.
Yeah.
And, Jamar Chase said, hey, put him in bubble wrap until the 5th week of the season before you bring him back. Yeah. But they could be 0-3 now because they got a tough one Monday, too. So, no, they've got the Rams. And if Burrow doesn't play, then that is even going to complicate things more for them. They're 0-2 in the division. So, yeah, I think the NFL has a little bit of a dilemma. And I'm not so sure 18-game season or 17-game season isn't too long anyhow. I think, 16 was about the max that they wanted to go.
Yeah.
That's 16 without playoff games too. So
Right. Okay, guys. So we are about 3 minutes to go here. Doug's going to jump back in here, and Al's going to take a little break. And we will get this rolling. Yeah, see, Al's going to round up some scores for us as they come in. And so, anyhow, let me get another ad in here. The world-famous Iron Horse Saloon is conveniently located at 13468 Main Market Road. It is you head 5 miles north on Route 700 out of Hiram to State Route 422. You will take a left there or go west, and go about 1 mile, and you will come upon the scenic Upper Cuyahoga River. There you will find the world-famous Iron Horse Saloon. Open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. Full-service restaurant and bar. Ohio's largest waterfront patio. Come see us before and after the game. Okay, guys. And also, I did not get this in. One of our patrons, our only patron, by the way, for those people out there, the Hiram alumni and fans, we have Alan Rayback, class of 56, is our lone Hiram sponsor. Thank you, Mr. Rayback. And we will hope to get, maybe with homecoming up, since we are doing the homecoming here in a couple weeks, maybe we'll get a few more patrons that would like to be recognized for supporting the Terriers.
That'd be nice.
Yes, it would be. So if you're interested in being a game patron, please contact myself or Rick Phillips at Campus Nation or WZAA LPFM. So, Doug, a little bit of a hole here. Now, we watched a couple weeks ago, we had the ability to watch Oberlin and Concordia. And this Oberlin team, we were somewhat impressed with how they played. And then they played Denison last week and got beat 70-0. So, we were a little bit hesitant coming into this game about what Hiram was going to be able to do with Denison. And I know Hiram had some momentum coming off last year's close loss.
Right.
But any of that momentum that was gained off of that has most certainly been lost here in the first half.
Hiram, answered back after Denison's first score. I thought we were going to have ourselves maybe a back and forth game, but the skill people on Denison's side of the ball, especially on their offense, really took over after that. And I don't know that Hiram has an answer for those
that.
guys.
Yeah.
Ayalo and Steins and Fabrizzini are just ripping them apart.
And Fabrizzini has 127 yards in the first half. So he could be having one of those, not just a career record, he could have a school record-setting performance possibly if he keeps on running like that.
If they keep handling the ball too. I mean, that's the one thing. Denison is doing a nice job of both pass and running.
Oh, yeah. The balance was 191 passing and 191 passing, and I'm going to get this here, and 172 rushing. So, that's about as balanced as you can get.
So
and
Hiram's about ready to kick off here.
Yeah, Chris Miller's kicking off for the Terriers. And that's going to come down to
number 84.
And I think that is we got
Jack Williams, wide receiver, is a sophomore from Worcester, Ohio.
Yep. Jack Williams with the return. And so Denison will start on the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line. And, as you would expect, most of the time your starters come back for at least a couple series in the third quarter. So and that's why there's starters. So they get a little bit more playing time. And but I do see Fabrizzini is out, and Vince Cognetta is now the running back. And Cognetta breaks off to the right, scoots out for maybe a yard or two, bringing up a second and 9.
So they have Waterhouse now running for Fabrizzini instead.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Waterhouse. My bad. So we need to see, and they give the ball to Stein.
Nice play.
Well, we're not going to say anything, but nice play there by Hiram's
number Number 36 of Hiram brought it down.
That's Dylan Ballacher, the linebacker. And number 0, I think, on the defensive line. He was involved with that. So 3rd down and 15.
Well, that was a nice play.
Yes. Now, we have seen when they've been in 3rd and long situations, they go to Billy Guzzo, number 1, who's at the top of the screen here. And I'm wondering if that's where they're going to go again. But now, go.
Oh, interception.
It's intercepted. Number Ballacher, I believe.
Ballacher.
Dylan Ballacher with the interception, returning the ball down to the 20-yard line. And the Terriers right off the bat are ready to take it in for a touchdown. Okay. So I think it's important on this first play, Doug. It's got to be a positive play.
Absolutely. You got to keep this. I mean, a little bit of a momentum shift right now.
Right.
They definitely need something positive to happen right now.
Whether it be 3 yards, but you got to get some positive yardage right off the bat here to try to harness your momentum. So Tejada gets ready for the snap. He drops. He looks. He's rolling to his left. He continues.
Oh.
And he's got. Yes! Oh! I don't know. Are they going to. Yes! So Raekwon Davis Herford, as Tejada rolled to his left, shoots a 20-yard touchdown pass.
A late flag just thrown.
Okay, so we'll see what they're going to call here. Now, this is going to be holding, which will bring it back. Boy, what a shame. What a shame. It seemed that
That ball got batted up, and Davis Herford.
Yeah, he stayed with it.
Yeah.
Oh, holding against Denison. It's declined. And that should be a touchdown, right? Oh, no. Okay, so offsetting penalties. Oh, what a horrible break for the Terriers. But it was we talked about a positive play. Even though that happened that way, you can still say, okay, we were in the end zone, so build off of this. So we're just going to replay 1st down again. And Tejada drops. He looks, and he's got – he's looking for Green, I believe.
Yeah.
And, well.
I know Hiram – I'm watching when Hiram does pass the ball. Boy, the receivers really feel like they're getting mugged by Denison's defensive backs.
Yeah. And, we've watched some of the technique on the other side. Denison's receivers are great at being able to create separation, if you understand what I'm saying there. And that's where Hiram's receivers have to learn that to be able to create that space. Tejada drops. He looks. It was from Mullahan. It was way over his head there, so it's going to be 3rd down. And but, Tejada's thrown some good balls here. I mean, he is getting beat up a little bit in the process. But
it's not much different. I mean, I felt the same way the first game we did with them.
Right.
He was running for his life at times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so Tejada is looking at 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got Hoskins off to his right. Brings Hoskins motion to the left. And Tejada just goes on a quarterback run and maybe picks up 3 or 4 yards down to about the 17, looks like. So it's going to be 4th and long, and I guess right here is decision time. Do you just want to put points on the board, or do you? You want
a field goal's not going to help.
No,
you, so.
At this point, you want to. You want your team to feel like you got a shot to get back in this. You got to put 7 on the board. 12:26 to go.
They've
Third
got to get
quarter.
themselves a 1st down here at least.
Yeah, and that would be great if they could do that. Got to get outside, and he's
There we
loose. He's rolling. He keeps on. He's got to get rid of that ball. Oh, nice peel back by number 55.
Flag.
And they're going to call defenseless on that. which I think is, have my opinions on that. But number 51 for Hiram, that is Brandon Black, the left tackle, 5'11", 275-pound junior from Benedictine in Cleveland. I believe they're going to call defenseless on that. But, see, this is parts of the game. Yeah.
Yep.
They
declined it.
They declined it.
Over on downs.
Yes. Yeah, because they wouldn't get the first down. But, you like to see that aggressiveness out of Black coming back, peeling back like that and saving his quarterback on that. And you can build off of that type of thing. You can, build as a team and you can get some momentum. Unfortunately, they didn't score, but there were some good things on that drive. Now, can they take away that and say, okay, now we can build? We don't know. Okay, so.
Let's see if the defense can keep Denison pinned in now. They're starting at the Hiram 9-yard, or their own 9-yard line.
Yeah. Okay, so Stein's in the gun. And is it Waterhouse again?
Yeah.
And
Whitehouse.
He maybe gets a yard.
Oh, well, that's a positive. I mean,
Yes. So you got to build on that, and
if we keep them pinned down, we can do something with that.
yes.
If-
Okay, so 2nd and 10 basically, and they're in the pistol formation. Adamson motions from right to left. Steins drops. He looks, gets they're a little bit, came out a little bit flat second half, Doug.
Well, I think I would think that the way the first half went, it's
Hard.
a little hard to keep focused when you've
Keep
dominated that first half so as much as they did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's hard to keep the momentum rolling there, and 11:19 to go in this period, and really I'd have to give the edge to Hiram here so far in this first 4 minutes. Okay, so Steins in the pistol. He looks. He's going to go to. Now he might
pressure.
get. Oh, the ball's picked up by Malachi Nation. Fumble was caused by number 90 for the Terriers, and that's Jalen Glass, the 6', 245-pound senior from Covina High School in Compton, California. And that was Malachi Nation who picked it up, and Malachi's from California too.
very sick.
He is from Hardin High School in Chula Vista, California.
Now Balaker kind of came up gimpy for Hiram as he was I'm watching him come off the field.
And they can't afford to lose
No,
Balaker.
Yeah, he's
one of their
one of their better defenders.
Yeah, the linebackers Cruiser and Balaker have been pretty decent. Okay.
Well,
Hiram gets another opportunity, and as we said, the momentum has at least visually shifted a little bit. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. We got an empty backfield for Tejada. Tejada brings
whistle.
okay, timeout. So Jerron Green was coming in motion on that, and Hiram decided to stop the play before it got too far along. So we'll see. We'll see what the Terriers dial up here, but see if Al's gonna get some scores for us here, and so we're probably into the first quarter of some games.
I think Hiram wants to make sure that they have a plan here. I mean, the opportunity to score. I think it's probably a good use of a timeout. Let's make sure we take advantage of this opportunity. We haven't been in the red zone too often today, so let's score.
Yeah, I agree. They And, I gave Gabe Hoskins a lot of credit. He's run the ball pretty hard for the Terriers today. He's not in there right now, but so we've got a empty backfield, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Tejada, first down and 10 from about the 14-yard line. He drops. He steps up, goes to went to Raekwon Davis Hereford, and he was pretty well covered there, Doug. He had a guy in front of him and a guy behind him. So they're kind of fortunate they walked away with just an incomplete pass on that one.
A little bit of pressure there
For Tejada.
on Tejada.
Okay, so we got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Tejada in the gun again. Second down from the 14-yard line, and we will see what happens here. And Tejada drops. A little quick pass to Jaden Jennings, the backup quarterback. And Jennings,
Jaden's a big guy. He could very easily be a tight end.
he could be running back, tight end, quarterback. Okay, so we got empty set again. 3 by 2 set. Third down from the 14-yard line. Got to try to pick up that first here. So get half of it.
And he snowed under.
And we're going to get some numbers here.
Number 90
and 26.
So 90 was Casper Rubelowski.
Yep.
And 26 there.
Yeah, 26.
Is Nick Pellicata. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Me and names.
Yeah. So fourth down, and obviously not a field goal situation here. So Terriers will try to dial something up. They can still get a first down. So then we've got Raekwon Davis Hereford. Oh, and it's an end around to number 9. And that's a touchdown for the Terriers.
Very nice.
Nicely conceived play. And that was Jordan Townsend on the reverse. And nice job there. And Hiram is on the board with a touchdown now.
A little trickeration there by Hiram.
Yeah, I like that. So they had brought Raekwon Davis Hereford in motion and then flipped the ball back to Townsend, who scrambled in from 20-some yards for the touchdown. So with 9:55 to go, Hiram has cut it to 41-10. Now, let's see what the momentum, how it shifts here, Doug.
See if that's a wake-up call for the Big Red.
Yeah. And, the one thing that Denison has to keep in mind is last year that game was a hairy football game. That doesn't mean that we couldn't be in that kind of finish here if they keep on giving Hiram times to kick in the door.
Well, if I were the Big Red, though, I think the first thing I would do is in the first play for scrimmage, I'd hand it off to Fabricini and just see what happens.
And I would think we're going to see the starters return probably for at least a series to settle things down. But we'll see. That interception. Oh. Come here. We're being visited by a... No.
The hell? Excuse me.
Yeah. Die. we got this wasp is either going to sting me to death. Oh, here's the kickoff. And we've got number 1.
There we go.
For Denison, Billy Guzzo. Gets the ball out to about the 31-yard line. Nice little return by Guzzo. And we were under attack. We're under siege here by the Wasp in the press box, but he's no longer with us right now.
And won't be for the foreseeable future.
Yes, he's not coming back. So anyhow, so let's see what happens here. So yeah, as we well, I think they still have Waterhouse in the backfield. So 1st and 10, and they give the ball to Waterhouse, and Waterhouse makes about 7-yard gain on that one. So they're trying to settle things down a little bit. So the Denison line needs to reassert itself, and they've kind of taken a step back here in the last couple series. So Steins looks things over. He's got a power pistol formation, and he's got Adamson and Waterhouse in the backfield. And that may be the philosophy here, is just do some power football. Steins rolls out to his right, throws the ball behind number 23, which is Adamson, and they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Stein has certainly not been as sharp as he was the first half.
No, because he was 12 of 14 in the first half, Doug. I mean, he was nearly perfect as far as the passing game. So they're gonna have to read.
Well, I credit Hiram on that last play. They put a little pressure on him as well.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so Steins in the pistol. They're in a 2x2. There's the drop, and the ball is out. And nice play.
Yeah.
A little jarring play by Terry Allison, the outside linebacker for Hiram. And Allison, another California player from Cathedral High School in Los Angeles, California.
So a 3-and-out, Bill.
Yes.
So
now, Hiram needs to, take advantage of this. Who do we got back?
Hereford Davis, I believe.
Okay.
Nope.
16, Malachi Nation.
Sorry.
Okay. So let's see. Malachi Nation. Let's see. I know Malachi. We got some numbers on him. He's got 6 kickoff returns for an average of 15.9.
Oh. And there goes momentum, maybe. There was no need for that. Somebody blasted the punter.
In this, those are the type of things that you just can't have when you're trying to recapture momentum. Because if this is, which we're assuming is going to be a 15-yard penalty, that's going to move the ball up to over the 50-yard line, and that's going to give Denison great field position.
Right, and then that's unfortunate.
So, yeah, this is just type of things.
They're calling that a 5-yard mark off?
Oh, so they call it running into the punter instead of roughing the kicker. So 5-yard penalty, which is good for Hiram. I mean, as far as the amount of yardage, it doesn't put Denison into Hiram territory. But
it did award them a first down.
Yeah, give them a first down. They are at their own 42-yard line, that being Denison. And they are getting ready to get 2 receivers to the right, power pistol formation. And let's see, Steins just gives the ball. Play action fake. And let's see, that was
he was out of bounds.
He didn't control it. I mean, it was a great catch, but it was out of bounds. There was no control until. So, let's see, we got
12.
I think
Brownlee
is Aiden Brownlee. Yeah. He is from Loyola Academy in Glenview, Illinois, 5'8", 172-pound junior. Okay. Trips to the left. And, Steins mishandles the ball, which gives Hiram's number 8. Terry Allison was in on that.
Ball carried by
number 0, Alfred Pedro. Nice play there. And number 5 carried the ball. We'll get with you on that.
I'm not sure that we have 2 5s here on the Anthony Dry, maybe.
5. No, that's Vince Cognita.
Okay.
He's listed as the backup running back. He's a 5'8", 200-pound sophomore for New Canaan, Connecticut. Well, and there goes Cognita.
Well, let's change of pace with him in the backfield. Looks like he might be their solution to settling things down.
Right.
Had 2 nice runs there.
Yeah, I would say that's true. Okay, 2x2 set. Steins and drops. He looks, a little pressure by the Terriers, and Steins is out of the pocket. He's over to 30 and rolled out about the 27-yard line of Hiram. And really, just you talk about one play that can change the momentum, that running into the kicker really changed things for Hiram, because they may have been in a position to make it 41-17 and, gradually get their momentum back. Okay, so 2x2 set. Steins in the pistol, looks things over. He's going to look over to get the adjustment from the sideline. And they're going to move Adamson over to the right into a trips and give to Cognita. Cognita's got the edge. Now, Hiram is there to defend it, and that's number 48 for the Terriers. And that is Vance Boyd, 6'1", 203-pound sophomore from Jeffersonville High School in Sellersburg, Indiana. Nice play, strung that out. And
did a really nice job there.
Yep. Okay. So, 2x2 set.
Bless you.
So Steins is always comes in twos. Okay, Steins rolls out to his right. A little pressure by Hiram's number 1.
Ball caught by number 84.
Okay, Hiram's number 1 was applying the pressure, which, see if we can.
So ball caught by Jack Williams.
Okay. So that would be Umar Kasem was the one applying the pressure. Okay. Trips to the left. Stein looks. He's got about 3rd and 4 here. And we will see what happens. Okay. Steins gives it. Nope. Play action fake. Drops it off to Adamson. And Adamson is down inside the 10-yard line. Looks like he's about down to the 6 or 7 yard line. First down for the Denison Big Red. Nice fake there. He carried it out and was able to dump the ball off to Adamson and let him do the rest with his legs. Okay.
Well, it certainly looks like they righted the ship. Denison righted the ship.
Yes, they did. Okay.
Waterhouse back in the backfield again.
We'll have some scores here in a minute. And Steins gives the ball to Waterhouse. Oh! Whoa!
Somebody popped him.
Is that number? Can't tell if that's 16. I think that might have been Malachi Nation that stepped up there. No, number 11. That was Greg Wilson. Nice shot by Wilson. And, okay, so we got 2nd down and goal from about the 2. Okay, they get ready to make the adjustment. And then the Rutgers-Michigan game, Michigan 17, Rutgers 7, halfway through the 3rd quarter. Okay, and there's the ball given to Waterhouse, and Waterhouse is pulled back. And that is number 48, I believe, again for Hiram, which is Vance Boyd. Okay, so third down here, and Hiram is, their defense is really stiffened this half, or this quarter.
Yeah, they're trying to meet the challenge. I'm glad to see that. They're not rolling over.
So we got a pistol formation, and Steins drops. He looks, and is able to pitch the ball in there. We'll see.
Score by number 12.
Number 12 is Aiden Brownlee, the 5'8", 172-pound junior from Loyola Academy in Glenview, Illinois. Some scores. As I said, Michigan leads Rutgers in the third quarter 17-7. Florida State and Clemson third quarter. It is now 17-17. Cincinnati is getting beat by Oklahoma and just starting the third quarter 10-3. All other games are later this afternoon. There's the kick by Cunningham, and it is good. So 48-10. And
Oklahoma's been blowing people out in the 60s.
yeah. They had to travel. They were playing in Cincinnati, so that's, I remember a few years ago, Oklahoma came out here and played Cincinnati out here, and it was a closer game than people thought. So, and we're not talking about the old Oklahoma anyhow. So they've not been what we've grown accustomed to. So. We'll get some stuff going here. And so Bryce Kriegel and Gabe Hoskins. So back deep for Terriers. Cunningham gets ready to kick. And if it's a repeat of what we've seen, Cunningham has been putting these through the end zone on most occasions. So it'd be nice for him to kick one a little shorter to see what these guys could do on a return. And there's Cunningham, and I don't think we're going to get – well,
went out of bounds.
Okay. So that's going to be a penalty. And it'd be the 35. Used to be they would give them a choice of a re-kick or, yeah.
Well, that's how the game has changed because people are worried about people getting hurt on the kicks.
Yeah. And I'm not one that's a proponent of eliminating the kickoff, which they basically pretty much have now. But, it's part of the game. One of the most exciting plays is a
return.
A kickoff return, and they're trying to take that out. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched the XFL with how they do their kickoffs now, but I think it would definitely be something to consider. We'll get back to that in a minute here. We've got Hiram with the ball on the 35-yard line. Tejada with back to his left, and he gives it to, we'll see who that is here in a second. Okay. So that's Kason Saki, and he picks up about 3 yards there. But in the XFL with the kickoff, what they do is the front line and the blockers cannot move until the ball's caught by the return man. So you don't get the collisions like they – and, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's better than what they're doing right now. Okay, so we've got Tejada drops. He's got third down. He's got the ball out to – there it is. Davis Herford with the catch down at the 23-yard line. Nice throw. It was to the outside shoulder. Led him perfectly. And another big play is when we were here a couple weeks ago for the Heidelberg game, Raekwon was making all the plays, and it's good to see him get a shot at getting in the game there. So Tejada gets the call, and now looks like they've got Raekwon in the backfield.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what they do if they motion him out. Now they're going to keep him there, and it's going to be an option play with him. And all right,
nice little run.
Okay, Raekwon Davis Herford will a little jaunt down to about the 11-yard line, which is about a 12-yard gain. And so Hiram has really shown some signs of life in this second half. And, if you can build off of this, Doug, I mean, this is
definitely positive.
Yeah. You got to take this kind of momentum into next week and, weeks down the road. We got a 2x2 set here. And we've got Kason Saki to the left. It's Tejada. Tejada drops. He looks. He's under pressure. He's able to roll to his right. He's still rolling. He's looking.
And he throws it away.
And he great play by him because they just couldn't afford a 15-yard loss there. And that was smart. As he got to the sideline, he said, okay, we're not going to let this get away now. Okay, so Townsend's in, and we've seen a lot of Townsend here today. And so we'll see what he can do. But was it? Okay, and halftime we've got DePaul 14 and Ohio Wesleyan 7 in NCAC action. So Hiram has the ball second down at about the 11-yard line. And we will see what we dial up here, Doug. I mean, 25 seconds ago, it's got plenty of time. Plenty of time here. Trips to the left. We got empty. We got 2 to the right. Now they motion Mulhan to the inside of the outside. And just no room there. So we're down to third down. I just don't know. Going empty right there, Doug.
I'm not understanding it myself, Bill. I mean,
I think I would.
They've been down here quite a few times this half, and whenever they go empty, they don't seem to get anything, and they just throw the ball away.
I agree, and I think you keep the back in there, if nothing else, for flare control, so you have somebody to dump the ball off to. So Kason Saki's in the backfield. He's helping. Oh, whoa. Yeah,
yep,
there you go.
Yep.
Okay, Raekwon Davis Herford was interfered with about the 3-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the Terriers, I believe. So in college now, is this going to be half the distance?
Yeah.
But it'll be a first down, though. But see, now they marked it where the interference was. See, I'll have to get a clarification on that. Yeah. But, hey, that's good for the Terriers. And they've got 2 backs in now. They've got 47, which is the tight end. And there it is. Oh, that's a touchdown. That is a touchdown.
47.
And that is Anthony Brumbaugh, the 6-foot, 240-pound junior from Perry High School. This was Al's friend that he was talking to before the game. He was sitting there getting his mind together for the game and that. Get a shout out to him, yeah. Okay, so. 42-14, Worcester over Kenyon. Wabash and Oberlin 0-0. And that is our NCAC scores as of right now.
Motion again.
It looks like they're going to move it back here a little bit. Get the retry, the extra point. Now, didn't they give the points to the wrong team here? Shouldn't Hiram have? Yeah, there I was going to say it should be.
You're fighting for every point you get them on that scoreboard. You don't put it in the wrong spot.
I saw 54 go up there. Wait a minute, isn't that 54? And there you go. And the point is good. So 48-17. And really a nice half for the Terriers. They really put some good stuff together here. And so at this point, what we're going to do is I'm going to do an ad here, and then we're going to let Al get back in here. So we're going to get the world-famous Iron Horse Saloon. The world-famous Iron Horse Saloon is conveniently located at 13468 Main Market Road in Hiram. Head north 5 miles on Route 700 to State Route 422, and then take a left or go west and go until you come to the scenic Cuyahoga River, and that's where the famous Iron Horse Saloon is located. We are open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. It's a full-service restaurant and bar. It's Ohio's largest waterfront patio. Come see us before and after the game. Okay, so Al and Doug will take this over for a few minutes, and then we'll get ready to finish this up in a little bit.
So we are now starting the fourth quarter, and we have a score of Denison 48 and Hiram 17. Hiram getting ready to kick off. I think Denison is expecting maybe a squib kick here. They're spreading back out though. So, and Cunningham is about ready to. Oh, excuse me, that's the wrong kicker. Miller's about ready to kick off for Hiram. Short kick down to about the 20. Fair caught by number 84. So Jack Williams caught that one. The ball will be set at the 25-yard line. So Hiram has now started to play some football, some defensive football. They've looked much better this half. So Zane Homestead has taken over for Jimmy Steins so number 14, Zane Homestead, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore from Phillips Academy, Binghamton, New York, is now in at quarterback for the Big Red. So I think probably at this point we're going to start seeing Denison emptying their benches and getting some other people some playing time. But that doesn't mean that Hiram can't continue to push back and try to get the ball back. So Olmsted in a pistol with to the right, and two set to the left. And handoff to Waterhouse. And he's broken one off here, and he has picked up about a 25-yard gain there. He is down to the 33-yard gain, and he's down to the 41-yard line of Hiram.
They like their big backs. That kid's not small either.
No. Certainly seems to make it hard on. That was Waterhouse. Again, we have trips to the left. Olmsted gets the ball, low snap. And that's
it's Cognetto.
Cognetto this time. And he's close to first down here. Ball being set. He must have gone out of bounds a little bit further away from the marker. So he picked up 7.
Yeah, Randy Moffitt just hobbled off the field there, 67. Not see who they replaced him with.
So we have Zane Olmsted back, and the power pistol formation to the left. A little pressure from number 23.
There's a flag.
Olmsted threw that into the ground after being pressured.
Ineligible, he's signaling. I can't.
Waiting for the call.
I can't say it. I'll talk to you guys after.
Oh, okay. Looks like it.
Might be one of those hot mic moments.
Oh.
No. If you're gonna use that mic.
I'd have been in
And
that.
I think they called that grounding. All right, so 2nd down and 8. Ball's on the.
I didn't see a signal on that one. I didn't see them signal
Ball is
what
on
the penalty
30.
was. I didn't see the signal.
Ball's on the Hiram 39. We have 3 to the left. Handoff to Cognetta. And he picks up about 5. It'll be 3rd and 4. Let's see if 2 yards now.
3rd and 2
3rd
yards.
and 2. Looking over for the adjustment. And it looks like a 1st down. And Cognetta picked up the first. Picked up about 3 yards. And now we're at the ball set at the Hiram 30. Now I think it looks like at this point I think that Denison's happy to start running the clock.
Yeah, they're going to keep it going. Trying to get out of here with least amount of injuries. Yeah, they're taking their time.
Yeah. Taking a look, making adjustments. A little motion to the left, and Cognetta to the left, and pushed out of bounds after about a 1 yard. And number 11 is
What do you say, Randall?
yeah
And Riley Huff.
Riley Huff and Wilson pushed Cognetta out of bounds.
We got to stop action. Let's get the last Crooked River one.
Ball back, and off to Cognetta, going to his left,
Nice.
and nice stop by
40?
number 40, which is Gavin Cruiser, one of Hiram's better defenders. He's the inside linebacker. He's a 5'10", 215-pound sophomore. Well, we have about a 3rd and a long 7. See if they stay on the ground or whether or not they're going to throw in this case. I got 2 out wide to the right and 2 set out to the left as well. Bad snap.
Bad snap.
Oh, and broken
through the
up.
hand.
So broken up by number 16, Malachi Nation. That ball hitting the ground kind of froze everybody, and they were fortunate. Hiram was fortunate to break that up, and it's 4th down. So we'll see. Looks like maybe they'll come out for a kick.
45.
It's an in-between distance.
Yeah, dude. 45.
So we're looking at maybe a 45-yard field goal here.
Unless it was that kicker from Heidelberg. It didn't matter.
Cunningham going to kick. Number 14. Olmsted holding. And what was that? Delay a game, which moves it back another 5. Are they going to kick now? Let's see. Nope, Cunningham's walking off.
I think that was the.
Did they call a timeout?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so
Hiram called time. Well, it doesn't show that
They're discussing
still got 3
what they're going to do because they can't.
Now they.
okay, now okay. Well, the late signal here with the
Okay, now they took the time out.
yeah. So Denison took a timeout here, trying to figure out what they're going to do. I don't think they want to attempt a field goal here. I think it's out of his range, and
You're going to kick, if you punt, you're going to punt it out of the end zone.
Right, so just go for it.
Go for it or kick it. Give the kid a shot. I mean, he's made the end zone on every kickoff.
yeah, I would attempt the kick.
Be a
He's
weapon.
coming out.
Yeah.
He's coming out.
I said, let him try it. Now they could fake it.
Well, that's true.
You know.
No, they're in an offensive formation, so they're gonna try to go for it here. So the decision was made not to attempt a field goal at this point. We have trips here to the right. Olmsted back and waiting for the snap. Back. Steps up.
Man, first down.
And got a first down. So that was number 84 on the reception. Just past. Who?
Yep, Jack Williams from Worcester.
Jack Williams on the reception. Just past the sticks. And now Denison is 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Three to the right. Ball snapped. And that looks like Waterhouse with the ball. So he picks up about 3 yards. Bring up 2nd at 7. Ball now on the 16-yard line. Instead of waiting the ball, hand off to Waterhouse, drives forward, and carries it over the 10-yard line. And we have another first down.
Really taking some time off the clock here.
Well, if I were
good.
Denison, I'd be trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the game in hand. No sense in getting people hurt. So minimize the number of plays you run. Three set to the left or right. And Waterhouse with the ball. Not much there. Ball at the 9-yard line. It looked like they lost a little bit there. And okay, Denison comes out. They're set. 3 to the left, 1 out far to the right. Olmsted ends off to Waterhouse. Waterhouse powers his way down to the 5. It's 3rd down and goal. So we've got 3 set to the left, 1 out wide to the right, low snap. Olmsted throws, caught by number 12. So Aiden Brownlee scores again. Oops, if I got the offense. And while we're awaiting the kick, scores, we have Michigan 24, Rutgers 7. We have Oklahoma 17, Cincinnati 6, and Clemson 24, and Florida State 17. Cunningham back for the kick for the extra point. Ball snap to Olmsted. It's up, and it's good. So now we have a score of 55-17 with 6 minutes left to go in the game. And I'm going to hand it off to Bill.
Okay. And here we are for the final 6 minutes of this football game, and 55-17. You know, Al, you look at this, you take a look at scoring for Denison so far this year. They're averaging 43 points a game, and they're giving up 21. So, I mean, from that aspect, we're pretty close to where their average is right now. So we've got Gabe Hoskins and Bryce Kriegel back to receive. Cunningham's kick. And so let's see what Hiram could do, Al, in these last few minutes, see if they can put together another drive and
that would be nice.
try to make it, something you need to build off of for coming weeks, okay? Cunningham kicks the ball through the end zone, and the Terriers will take over the ball on their own 25-yard line.
During that break, I took a step out and stood down with the Hiram fans. They seemed to be upbeat after that touchdown, first touchdown.
Good.
A lot of them were saying how young. They thought the team was young and
Right.
the future was still bright, which is
Well, compared to with Denison there, they've got three guys in their offensive front are fifth-year seniors. Yeah. So that's a good attitude for them to have, because there are definitely some good times ahead here. Now, Tejada is in the backfield there, and he gives the ball to
nice little run.
Kason Saki with a burst for 9 yards, and that was a nice that was a nice run for the Terriers. And so we've got three receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Brumbaugh moves from right to left, and to give to Kason Saki again. Not this time, though, not as much.
Shut that right down.
Probably it looks like a loss of 2, so it's going to move it to about 3rd and 7. At this point, Al, I would think you want to work on some things, hone your strengths, and try to get the game cleaned up. So going down the road in the future, you're going to be able to rely on certain aspects of your game. Okay, we got a 2-by-2 set. Tejada moves Brumbaugh from the left to the right and gives the ball to Case and Sackey. And he's got a first down. He squirts out to about the 39-yard line, and that's going to be enough to move the chains.
He's a hard runner. He's quick, too.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Right. Well, and I think what you need to see with Tejada is you need to move him around, have him roll outs with the option to run and boots and things like that. Because straight dropbacks are just not going to work out real well for him. So we've got. I was going to say 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, there you go. No.
It recycled.
Yeah, they're back at the 407.
Oh, 407. Okay.
They finally got it. I tell you what, that 47, the Brumbaugh.
Brumbaugh, yeah.
They may need to look at keeping him in because he's making that outside. He's getting that first inside linebacker, and he's putting him on his butt. And
well, I noticed
that's what you need in your wing back.
Right, and I noticed they like to pull him too, like an extra pulling lineman to bring him up through the hole. The old power plays where they would take the H-back and bring him up through. Okay. And that's given to Jarris Green. And Jarris is – okay, Jarris picks up a couple. He's out over to 40. So we're going to be looking at – well, I may pick up a 1, so we're looking at 2nd and 9. Came off the turnbuckle on that one. We've got something going on above us, so when you hear us comment about that. Okay, we got 2-by-2 set. Tejada drops straight back. He looks. He's got it out there to Mullahan.
He held on to it.
And Mullahan has got it at the 18-yard line. And so we're looking at a 41-yard pickup, guys.
All right, I'm going to have to start calling plays. I've been calling that kid's number. He's been wanting to catch something all game.
Al's been excited about the big, tall receiver there, and he gets his opportunity. Okay.
He just looks like an athlete. He does.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Case and Sackey moves from left to right around Tejada. A little play action fake. Tejada throws it, and they weren't on the same page on it. It was Tejada threw a fade to the corner, and Jarris Green thought it was going to be a slant. But I think if he'd have thrown it, I think if he'd have taken off to the corner, he had a shot at that too.
Yeah.
Because the corner was playing inside to try to cut off the slant. Okay, so we got Case and Sackey to the left of Tejada. Tejada gets it. He looks. He drops. And now they're going to go, oh! And Jarris has got it. Looks like at the 9-yard line, which is going to be right about where the chains are. I think that should be a first down. Hiram first down.
There we go.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, they Coach Rosinski's got a lot to be proud of as far as how the kids have responded and didn't pack the bags and went home. They're playing hard, and every time they've got it, they're still trying to put points on the board and Case and Sackey gets to the corner, and he is into the end zone. The 9-yard run for Case and Sackey, and the Terriers have it at 55-23. And, if nothing else, this got to be encouraging.
Right.
So 1:40 to go. And Chris Miller's in for the kick. And there's the kick, and it is good. So Hiram puts their 24th point on the board. What's that? Yeah, there you go. Get there and try the Iron Horse out before and after the game. So 1:40 to go here, and the Hiram Terriers are putting some points on the board. I believe this is their highest output of the year, and so that's encouraging. It's not going the other direction. And, we'll be back here in a couple of weeks to see the Oberlin game, which it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
It'll be real competitive.
Yeah. So, as I say, next week we will be off the college circuit, and we will be in Columbus to broadcast the Ohio State club football team, and they are playing the University of Pittsburgh. And yes, if you don't know about club football, it does exist. And Ohio State has won 2 out of the last 4 national championships. So, yes, we will be in Columbus. I think that's a 4:30 start next week. And so we'll look forward for everybody to tune in for that. Miller's kick is down to the 10, and it's a fair catch. And so, and I would expect that we're going to probably see a couple handoffs and run things down. I don't know if Hiram will try to stop the clock or not at this point. But yeah. Well, we will see. They've got 2 timeouts. Both teams have 2 timeouts. So we'll see how this goes. Now, number 14 is at quarterback for Denison, and that is Zane Olmstead. Olmstead hands the ball off to a nice little gain, 29. And so let's see who that is Colton Morrow. Well, I don't know about that. I think it's a Blayton Reed. Yeah, he's the running back. From Logan Elm High School here in Ohio. Okay. And they're going to bleed it down. 1 first down will effectively end it here. So if Hiram has any chance of getting the ball back, it's going to have to be a stop here and a timeout. And we'll see what they do. And
First down.
There we go, first down. And again, that was Blayton Reed. Again, he's a freshman running back, 5'9", 180, out of Kingston, Ohio, which is the Logan Elm School District. And we'll probably see one more snap, guys, and that'll wrap it up. So, and Hiram did some good things there in the second half. And this will be – and that'll be it.
That's it, yep.
So, from Hiram, Ohio, it is Denison 55, Hiram 24. The second of 4 games that we're doing for Hiram this year, and we will be back on the 21st of October for the homecoming game. We're going to hopefully get some stats and some scores, and we will get those going. A nice effort here. Okay, we got some NCAC scores here. We've got Alma 48, Wittenberg 28. Of course, this game here ended up 55-24, Denison over Hiram. We've got Worcester 49 and Kenyon 14. Now, Hiram plays Kenyon next week, so that could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
We've got DePaul 14 and Ohio Wesleyan 7. That is just in the beginning of the third quarter. We've got Wabash 31 and Oberlin 0, and that is at the end of the first quarter. So, Wabash is putting some points up there. So, guys, impressions. Al,
Denison looked well, did what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Hiram, young, but you can see that there's potential there.
Yeah.
I think I'm an old school wing T guy, so I like the big wing back, full back, Brumball kid, and the tall receiver they had. I just would like to see them use their weapons more because they're there. And but it's a good start. I think you'll probably see them be a different team when we're back here in a couple of weeks. They'll be different. I think they'll be even more competitive. So,
Doug, your final impressions?
I think Denison is a pretty sound football team, and they showed it. And Hiram's not there yet, but I saw positives from Hiram today. And certainly when they play teams more of their caliber that are in the NCAC, they're going to give the other teams a good run for their money. So I've seen positive things for Hiram. So.
And looking at the Terriers, I think each time we've seen them, we've seen some more players emerge. Townsend today emerged for the Terriers. I thought the defense looked much better.
Yeah.
And we saw a lot of, Ballaker and Cruiser at linebacker is some players you can build around. And then when you look at Raekwon Davis Herford, and you talked about Tristan Mullahan and thank you, Jaron Green, there's some players there that they can work with. Gabe Hoskins ran the ball hard.
Yeah.
And I know we had been since that first game. We were waiting to see Case and Saki break out, and I think we saw at least at the end of the game he started to get a few nice runs in there.
Yeah, sure did.
And so I think Coach Rosinski's got a lot to work with and to build on. And as I said, next time we see him, we'll be against Oberlin, and that's always in this league, that's a rivalry game for those two, and it's a game that I think you're going to see, Hiram up for. It's here, and then and Oberlin's going to have to be ready for that. Now, Oberlin we saw a couple weeks ago, and the Nye kid that played quarterback was very impressive. So
very good.
So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we're going to get the final stats here, and we'll be able to give you guys a wrap. Yeah, thank you. Wrap up on this game, and we'll see what we can get going. Now, again, next week we're going to be down at Ohio State, 4:30 for the Ohio State club team against the University of Pittsburgh club team, and the week following we will have Defiance and Mount St. Joseph, and Defiance is an up-and-coming team. They've, as Al was saying, they played Mount Union pretty well in comparison to how people play Mount Union. So, and I believe we've got the stats here. So
I didn't realize they had a female on this.
So let's we're going to run these down here a little bit, and so let's take a look at first down wise. It was Denison 24, Hiram 11. Rushing yards, for Denison, 278. Hiram, 101. Passing yards, 239 for Denison, 144 for Hiram. Denison was 16 of 24 with 1 interception. It definitely cooled off in the second half from a really hot first half by Stein. 7 of 21 with interception for Hiram. Total offensive plays, and this is an amazing number, 75 offensive plays for Denison for 517 yards. Hiram, 45 plays for 245. Punts, Denison 2 for, or punt returns, Denison had 2 for 34 yards. And then, let's see, interceptions, each team had one, Denison 1 for 10-yard return, and Hiram 1 for 19-yard return. Punts, Denison 1 for 29. Hiram had 4 for a 34-yard average. Fumbles, Denison had 1 fumble, and which they lost. Penalties, it was a pretty clean game for the most part. Eight penalties for 69 yards with Denison, and 3 for 15 by Hiram. Time of possession, Denison 38 minutes, 53 seconds. Hiram 21 minutes and 5 seconds. Denison was 11 of 13 on 3-point conversions. Hiram was 3 of 10. Fourth down conversions, 1 for 1 for Denison, and Hiram was 0 for 1. Red zone scoring chances, Denison was 8 for 8, and Hiram was 4 for 4. So that's good there. I mean, when you look at that, 4 for 4, you know, at least they know when they get down there, they got a chance to come away with points. Okay, now when we get into the rushing for Denison, Al, why don't you take that, run down the leading rushers for the Big Red.
All right, you had Trey
Fabricini.
Fabricini, 17 carries, 127 yards. Very good day. 2 TDs, long run of 42. Jordan Waterhouse, 14 carries, 74 yards. 73 yards. He was total net for him because he lost 1 yard. But his long run was 30. Jimmy Steins, 9 carries, 39 yards. Longest was 13. And Vincent Cognetta, 6 carries, 25 yards. And his long run was 11.
Okay, and Doug, what about Hiram?
For Hiram, rushing-wise, Edja Kwazensaki, 6 carries for 32 yards, and his long, and a touchdown. His long was a 9-yard run. Gabriel Hoskins, 7 carries for 31 yards, net of 29 yards, and his long was a 15-yard run. Jordan Townsend, 2 for 27 yards, 1 touchdown. His long was a 23-yarder. And Raekwon Davis-Herford, 1 carry for 12 yards. And that wraps up that. Passing-wise, Sean Tejada was 7 for 21, and with 7 out of 21 with 1 interception for 144 yards. His long was a 47-yarder. He was sacked once.
Al, go ahead and take the Denison passing.
Sure. Jimmy Steins, 14 of 21 passing, 1 interception, 220 yards, 5 TDs. Longest pass, 45 yards. Zane Olmstead came in and was 2 of 3 for 19 yards, 1 TD, and his long one was 14 yards.
Okay. Receiving for Denison, Josh Aiello, 5 catches, 45 yards with a long of 17. He had 2 TDs. John Adamson, 4 catches for 80 yards, for 2 TDs and a long of 27. Billy Guzzo, 2 catches, 73 yards, and a long of 45. Jack Williams, 2 catches, 22 yards, and a long of 14. Doug, what about Hiram?
And for Hiram, Raekwon Davis-Herford, 3 catches, 40 yards. His long was 39. Jarvis Green, 2 catches for 58 yards, and his long was a 47-yarder. You had Tristan Mollahan, who caught 2 for 46 yards. and 41 yard long. And Jordan Townsend was targeted twice.
Okay. And then let's jump down for punting. Al, what do you have for Denison?
Punting for Denison, Mike Mead had 1 punt, 29 yards, and that was it for Denison.
And for Hiram, we had Chris Miller. He had 2 punts for 84 yards, a 42-yard average with his long of 45. And Tristan Mollahan kicked twice for 53 yards at 26.5 average. His long punt was a 35-yarder.
Okay. And then punt returns, we've got Jalen Epps, 2 for 34 yards along a 22. Hiram did not have any. And then, Al, what about the kickoff returns for Denison?
He had Cade Cormier, and he had 1 kickoff return for 24 yards. And then Billy Guzzo also had 1 return for 17 yards.
Okay.
And then for Hiram, Ricardo Jimenez had 2 kickoff returns for 34 yards. His long was a 24-yard return. And Bryce Kriegel had 1 return for 4 yards.
And for tackles, we've got, for Denison, Jeff Moore led the way with 6, and he had 1.5 TFLs. Christian Lavera had 5 total tackles and 1 TFL. Leighton Razor had 4 total tackles and 1 TFL. And Michael Ballinger had 2 tackles. And now finish up the Terriers there.
Okay, we have Cole, is that Terry?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
At 9, was that unassisted, 2 assisted tackles for 11. Dylan Bolliker, 6 unassisted, 4 assisted for a total of 10. Gavin Cruiser had 9 unassisted and 1 assisted for a total of 10. Gregory Wilson Jr. had 5 unassisted.
And to review the scoring in the game, in the first quarter at 8:25, Denison scored number 17, Fabricini, on a 7-yard run with a kick by Cunningham. Okay, and then at 9, no, that's not right. Can't be that. And then Hiram scored and answered back at 3:20 of the 3:20 left in the first quarter on a Chris Miller 24-yard field goal. Then in the second quarter, at 4:10 in the second quarter, Denison's Fabricini scored on a 2-yard run, and Cunningham kick that made the score 14-3. Then Denison scored again at the 10:45 mark of the quarter. The second quarter, Adamson on a 10-yard pass from Steins, and a kick by Cunningham. At 6:25, the second quarter, Denison scored again. Aiello scored on a 4-yard pass from Steins and finished up with a Cunningham kick. And then the second quarter, with 2 minutes left, Adamson scored on a 20-yard pass from Steins. Kick by Cunningham was good. And the first half ended with a score with 30 seconds left in the quarter. Aiello again on a 5-yard pass from Steins. In the third quarter, Hiram scored. Townsend on a 23-yard run and a Miller kick. Then we had a 2:50 of the third quarter. Denison scored. Aiden Brownlee on a 2-yard pass from Steins and a Cunningham kick followed that. Then you had, with 2 seconds left in the third quarter, Hiram scoring. Brumbaugh on a 2-yard rush and followed up with a Miller kick. And then late in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes left, Denison scored. Aiden Brownlee on a 5-yard pass from Zane Olmstead. Cunningham kicked, and then Hiram scored with 1:40 left in the game Quaison Saki on an 8-yard run, and Miller kick.
So that is a wrap up from Hiram today. Thanks for tuning in. Again, next week, 4:30 in Columbus for the Ohio State Club football game. For Al Matthews, Doug Edwards, and Rick Phillips, thank you for watching, and good night, everyone.